has already begun.
Hello, my children, and welcome. My name is On the Yellowhead. I am the High Priest of the Great Yellow Bible. May its gaze be a party of the City of your days. Welcome in to the stream tonight. Guys, thank you all very much for this host. You are all my best friends. So yeah, crazy things happen. Last week. Sorry, I'm getting stuff fixed up for us. Crazy things happened last week. We essentially shenaniganery happened, which is the norm for our peoples. So before we get too deep into it, I kind of want to recap where we were last week. So let's go ahead and unmute here real quick. So essentially what had happened last week is our illustrious party members had activated their magical conch shell and found themselves in the Maelstrom. The Maelstrom deep under the ocean. And under the ocean there, yes, under the sea.
Under the sea.
Oh my god, there he goes. But yeah, so they found themselves under there, and when they went upstairs, they found a small concert happening between a bunch of giants that they interrupted, and they were told by one of the storm giants that were singing to that they would find an audience with her sister. A little bit later, they were told that the Princess Sarissa was ready to see them, and they were brought out of their rooms, and once they got into the big main room, they were ambushed by a bunch of the lesser giants that were in the concert. And the sister made a quick escape.
Yeah, that's so not cool.
Our illustrious party members had worked together and overcome the ambush. And not only overcame the ambush, but then proceeded to make their way upstairs, where they found their way to the throne room. And as they poked their nose, well, as the dwarf T-Rex poked his nose through the doorway, one of the sisters, or one of the white-haired storm giant ran over to the storm giant sitting in the large obsidian throne in the center of the room that's floating. That these are the assassins that I told you about. And that's where we left it. So they had just been attacked downstairs. They made their way upstairs. And as they make their way to the throne room, they're being accused of being assassins by one of the storm giants that were in the music hall. And that's pretty much where we are.
We have another peeping Tom!
So, we're here.
Ba, 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 ba.
Exactly. So yeah, there's essentially, you just poked your nose through there. As you can see, from what you can see just by poking your nose kind of through the doorway, is that there are 5 storm giants sitting in this room. 2 of them are standing, which are the 2 that you've seen before, the 2 that were giving the concert in the other room. And then finally, the 3 that are in the thrones themselves you've never seen before. Now, the throne to the left and the right, they are made of coral and shells and pretty much kind of the same materials a lot of the walls and things are made up in this place. However, the middle throne, the one where a younger looking storm giant is sitting on, there is this throne is jet black in color. Not only is it jet black in color, it looks to be floating slightly above the floor. Now, where its feet should be, you can see 4 dragon skulls mounted to the base of this thing. It's a pretty
You are the Brute Squad.
amazing looking throne, essentially. It's
legit.
Yeah, let me-
Very legit.
That'll be a nice seat for Huss leader.
Right. So since the dwarf's got to snoot through the door, Huss, how do you want how do you want me to play this? Slowly enter the room and just kind of like stop, just as I clear the door so y'all can get in, kind of thing. Oh, that would be a pretty throne for our turtle.
He would be extremely tiny on it, considering it's giant-sized.
Still
I could
pretty fun.
polymorph into an ape. I'm good.
There we go.
Just make sure you don't fall short of that seat and end up sitting on one of those skulls.
Oh, good lordy.
That could be painful.
Right. I now have a new concept for my spiked helmet. So.
All right, Rexies. Go in.
So and essentially, yeah, the sister, the white-haired giant moves up and said, "This were the assassins I was telling you about."
Yeah. That's what I
Oh,
said.
I'm not gonna roar. No roaring for me today, at least for now.
For now,
Alan, can you
Close.
share the map with me? Because it's still not loaded for me.
I'll do it again.
Somebody move me.
Yeah. Yep. As long as Huss is happy with placement, that's all I'm about.
All right, so as you move in, you can see behind you essentially this, it's kind of set up like an amphitheater. So there are rows upon rows of essentially seats going up and behind, all giant sized essentially, so that folks can sit in the throne room during whatever particular goings on happen to be going on at that time. And you can see to the left and right there are two guards as well.
Fancy.
Ooh. Right? Lovely throne room. Like what they done with place.
So and in the center, of course, you can see the very large pool of water that, you've kind of seen in a lot of the other rooms. They've had these pools of water kind of sitting there and various things.
They
So
sure
as
do
soon
love
as-
the water here, I like it.
And as soon as you guys kind of come in, the guards move down with weapons raised, kind of rushing towards you. And as they rush towards you, Binkus, what are you doing, by the way? Scamos, are you still up messing with that crab?
Yeah. I'm
You can
too
get
busy
crap
playing
that
my
way.
loot.
Get in here, mister.
Noticed.
Oh, good
Actually, I was
lord.
playing
Yeah.
my bagpipes, I think.
That's right. You were playing the bagpipes along with the crab, who was kind of quietly singing to himself.
Yeah, so I
Minding-
haven't noticed that they went through the door yet.
Okay,
Oh,
Just-
this is gonna be great.
just double checking.
Oh god. Oh god. Oh god.
So the guards essentially, try to basically interpose themselves. They basically move up in front of the two on the sides, essentially, and have their weapons raised in a threatening stance. And as soon as this kind of happens, before any of them get a chance to strike, the giant in the middle raises her hands and says, "Be still."
Go for it, Huss.
I like her already. He does resort to violence right away.
I'm gonna nudge Huss with my nose, telling him to get going. Get moving, mister.
Hey,
But sister, the white-haired. But sister, I know these were assassins. They killed all of our guests.
I lean my head over and just start staring at the one that was just speaking. Like, really? Really?
which one's talking?
The white-haired one, the
Who's
one
saying
that,
butt sister.
the white-haired one, the
white-haired
one,
lady.
the Nim, yeah.
Not the one that was downstairs with us.
No.
No.
Okay.
She's
was-
standing. The one that was downstairs with you
Yeah.
Has
Is-
a shell on her
blue-haired
head.
lady.
is the one with the shell on her head, Miriam. Yes.
Probably still got some of my bugs in her teeth.
It's true, sister.
Yeah.
Marion interjects. These little folk even attacked me. I barely escaped.
No.
I barely escaped with my life.
You blue-haired lady. You be quiet. You
Excuse
pissed me
me.
off. And I'm
Do
a
you
druid,
know
I don't get
who
pissed
I
off
am?
easy.
Do you know who
I don't
I
care.
am?
No, I'm talking to the one in the middle in the big fancy chair that I like. She's nice. I don't like you.
The one in the middle kind of stops and turns her head to the side a little bit and sisters, please. If these were assassins, why hadn't they immediately attacked when they came in here?
See? She's the smart one. That's why she's sitting in the big chair.
I start nodding
So-
my snoot in approval.
Both of the Miriam and Nim both stare daggers at you. As you kind of say that last little line there, essentially, which didn't sit well with them, what you just said there.
Good.
And Nim moves back over to the side. And the one in the middle says, I am Sarissa, and I am... Well, currently I am in charge here. These are my advisors, Uthor and Amirith. I see you've already met my sisters. The
Oh,
one
yes.
with the white hair is Nim, and the other is Marion. And as she kind of gets done with her introductions, Amirith leans over and says, My lady, you cannot trust them. I would go with what your sisters are saying. For all you know, they're probably from the King's Alliance. They're probably sent here to kill you. They're probably who killed your mother and captured your father.
Man,
And
you
she-
need to get some new, counsel here.
So as she kind of listens, and then the male on the other side says, I understand you share your mother's love for the little folk, but they cannot be trusted. So she stops and kind of looks around and it's like, and she looks around kind of at the room. She goes, I see that that the group of you have, well, let's see, altered your forms.
Yeah, we had to take on the challenge we had downstairs because of your blue-haired sister there.
She kind of looks over at the blue hair, Miriam. What do they mean? And Miriam kind of says, they attacked without provocation, my lady.
No, that's not true. We were told we were on our way to see you. Then we were stopped in the chamber downstairs, and your sister was there, and we were attacked by the other lesser giants that were here while she was standing there watching, and when it all went down, she ran upstairs.
But for what reason would she have to do that?
that would be a question you'd have to ask her.
Well, something about when we first spoke, she might have felt threatened, something or other, but I don't know. I can't speak.
And when we first came in, we asked to talk to you, and we were escorted downstairs and put in a room
Under guard.
under guard. We were originally sent here by the Oracle.
So as soon as you say that, both Sarissa's eyes and Uther's eyes both kind of widen. And as you say that, as their eyes widen, Amerith's eyes seem to narrow as she looks at you. Almost as if suddenly she recognizes you. So, which oracle do you speak?
The one that was in the Eye of the Allfather?
Yep, that's the one.
Tell him about Harshnag.
Yeah, and Harshnag. Hash brown.
And
Tell me.
Harshnag?
Harshnag,
Ice giant that helped that.
I see. So you were brought there by a frost giant, you said?
Yeah, he helped us.
Interesting. So you
Then we
spoke
found
with
a bunch of artifacts.
So you spoke with the oracle then.
Several times. We asked a lot of questions.
Then may I ask then, is what the oracle told you why you're here?
Yes. He told us how to get here, too. We had to go get a conch to get here. And that was an interesting fight.
I see. Yes, I've... With the death of my mother and my father also missing, ruling has fallen to me, and I've been, well, essentially trying to keep things together here. I haven't had time to deal with them as of yet. But please,
Yes.
please tell me why you are here. Why did the Oracle send you here? And Amira's just like, my lady, they're lying to you. They're lying to you, bald-faced.
Well, the Oracle said something about your father being the key to all this, and that the key was to finding him to bring balance back to the Force or something. Light side, dark side, lightsabers, something like that. Maybe I'm seeing this all a different story, or I'm getting my stories crossed, I think.
Something to the effect of something to the effect of balancing the ordning. We had to find her father to help balance the realm because.
Yeah, but we can't talk where T-Rex is.
I know. I'm trying to help a player at this point.
So she kind of looks and... So, the Oracle told you my father's alive.
That's what I remember.
I see. But then, do you know who has abducted him? Why he hasn't returned?
That's what we're supposed to be finding out, I think. That's why we're here.
I see now. Everybody in the room, give me an insight check, please. And remember, the T-Rexes, you're using their scores.
Oh.
Oh.
Son of
How about that insight, buddy?
How do you do the insight for the T-Rex?
It's
Intelligence?
yeah, it'll be wisdom.
Oh, wisdom.
Do I pull up the insight for the T-Rex again?
Just if you double click on your T-Rex, it'll pop open its character sheet, and then you can just hit the C button.
Ooh, not bad. This is one of those moments where I wish I was in a dwarf form, but
Oh,
that's okay.
my T-Rex is really smart.
Yeah. So, actually, Grey Gig, Amandrea, and Huss, you all kind of noticed that before anything was mentioned about King Hecaton's disappearance and him being... she mentioned being abducted. Nobody said anything about being abducted. You never mentioned it. Nobody mentioned it before she brought that up. You also realize that while everyone else seemed genuinely surprised about the news of you being at the Oracle, she suddenly seemed a spark of recognition of you, Huss.
So who's this?
Amerith.
The blue lady there?
Yeah.
The lady in the middle, right?
No, that's Sarissa.
Oh.
That's the princess that you were told to go talk to by the Oracle.
Oh, okay.
Blue with the horn on her face.
Oh, the one that we don't like because she's like...
No, that's the shell lady, Marissa, on the far left. We're talking right of center on the chair.
Oh,
next to
I
the
am
white
so
lady.
totally confused.
Yeah. This one.
Oh, okay.
That one right there.
She's kind of homely. She's kind of got a T-Rex horn going on, though.
Right?
Made a little bit.
Like her already.
So yeah, you can definitely see that there is a lot of so as you kind of discussing it, she's...
So who mentioned the abduction?
Amerith.
He did?
Yes. Yes, she did.
So, nobody said anything about an abduction. What do you know about an abduction?
It was simply a slip of the tongue. Nothing more. I mean, he's very powerful.
Oh.
He could have easily... I mean, but why are we even discussing this with these little people?
Well, is it Sarissa? Sarissa?
Sarissa, yes.
Okay, come on.
I think we have our first place we can start looking now.
Are you truly instigating that I am the problem here? Who do you think I am? Your Majesty, these are obviously falsehoods created by these little people. Sarissa kind of stops and says, They seem to have a point, and if they've talked to the Oracle, perhaps they know something we don't. And as she kind of finishes her sentence, Amerith, out of nowhere, suddenly stands up and reaches over and grabs a scepter that's sitting around her neck, sitting around the neck of Sarissa, and rips it off of her, and then screams out. Who does anyone speak Draconic?
I speak T-Rex. Does that count?
No. Does anyone speak Draconic though?
No.
I don't. I think all I speak is common.
Okay. So, as essentially she grabs a hold of this and just rips this necklace off of her neck, and as soon as she rips the necklace off of her neck, she yells out in a very hissing language, and as she grabs it, you suddenly see like the princess freeze into place on the throne immediately. Everybody roll initiative for me.
I knew that was coming.
Son of a All right, so everybody's against Sarissa.
So
Great
we
to
roll
know.
our own initiative, not the T-Rex's initiative, right?
Oh,
Oh, that's a sucky initiative.
okay.
Well, I know I won't be going first.
Okay. Sorry about that.
Can I have a mulligan on my initiative?
What the heck? No. All right. And then sorry, I had something happen. Anyway.
Are you all right, Alan?
Yeah, I'm fine. I am now.
Okay.
Hold on. And where did that go?
And
So there's Sarissa, rolled for her.
we got caught up in a coup, guys.
Where is... Holy crap, why can't I find her?
Just off a note, Alan, I was asked today if you twitched. I said, sometimes you twitch when we do weird stuff in the game.
That's true. That's absolutely
I'm like,
true. Here
I
we
have
go.
no idea what Twitch is, but I'm
It's-
sure we've made Alan twitch.
Yeah. No, it's the opposite of Mixer.
Oh.
So immediately, so Greg rolled
I
a
am you now.
19. Got it.
I add a 20 to mine, please.
Nope.
Aw, my God.
Huss is a 9. That's a 7.
I'll be last.
And Amandrea rolled a 2.
I'll be
That's
last.
right. Got it. Okay, we're good.
Still have all my fairies. If you didn't remember, they were all still there.
Yeah, they're fine. So everybody kind of has their attention on Amerith, and because she basically yelled something out in a language that none of you can understand, and grabs the thing, and then immediately quickly casts the spell, and then disappears.
Oh,
I really don't like her very much.
she's yeeting out of this place.
And she straight disappears.
Okay.
And everyone else is just kind of staring at the place in which she was standing, with the Princess Sarissa still completely frozen. She just rolled really good on her initiative, so she got to go first. So there you go. Yeah, and Gregik, you're up, but there doesn't seem to be a threat here anymore.
My map still hasn't loaded.
It hasn't?
Oh.
Holy cow.
But, I think I'll just kind of stand here anyways, so.
Yeah, so essentially, everything... I was trying to see if something would happen beforehand, but none of you got a chance to do anything. She got to go first, so she was the only threat. Everybody else is kind of like looking around, kind of dumbfounded. Uther stands up and says, "What is the meaning of this?" And then both the sisters, Miriam and Nim, was like, "It was." Nim was like, "It was Miriam. Miriam was the one that worked with Emerith. I knew she was up to no good." Miriam's like, "What are you talking about? It has nothing. You were the one that made the deal. You're the one." And so both the girls are just bickering back and forth to each other. Uther's kind of like enraged about this just happened. And starting to yell at the guards to start searching the location to find if she is still around. And Sarissa's like, "Guards, I need you to take my sisters to their quarters and keep them there. Do not allow them to leave." Sisters, I will deal with you at a later time.
So she's unfrozen now?
Yeah, it was only there for a little bit. It was about while they were basically arguing, she slowly kind of got her herself back. She's like, guards, take my sisters to their quarters. I will deal with them at a later time. Uther, I leave the search to you. I wish to have a talk with our friends. And Uther looks as like, as you wish, my lady. And he kind of swings his finger around and points to the guards and then points to the two older sisters, who immediately come up. And the whole time, the sisters are just blaming each other. No, she did it. No, she did it. No, it wasn't me. You were the one working with Amirith. And then back and forth. And it's like, why did she even know Draconic? It's like, was she a dragon? You knew you were working with the dragon? No, you were working with the dragon. So they're just fighting constantly as they're kind of led out of the room. And you can still hear their voices echoing down the chamber as they're led outward away from you all. And as Uther turns and bows to Sarissa before he leaves and also heads his way out, giving all of you a very, very, very stern look, essentially, as he leaves the room. You can tell he probably doesn't like you all that much. And after a little bit of time, as the guards leave, one more kind of comes back and stands at his post back over this way on the side here. So as everything kind of calms down and she waits, she looks at the group of you and says, I know that your friends are not of their normal form, and I would appreciate it if I could speak to all of you as you are.
Can do.
How did the people exit the place?
They
Did
walked by
go
you
behind
guys.
the throne? But did they walk by me playing bagpipes out by the crab?
Yeah,
Do I
you
know
saw,
anything
like, you heard the sisters arguing all that. You saw them get led outward, and then not only led outward, but they were also brought upstairs, essentially, that area to the north there, walked up that way. And as you kind of walked out, Uther kind of stopped and looked at you for a second and then just shook his head and continued on. There seems to be a lot of commotion happening to the south there that you apparently missed out on completely.
I'm turning off pixies, so that'll cancel everything.
Okay. Cool. Easily done. You guys can go ahead.
Go upstairs. Follow the ladies.
Oh god. You have fun with that, mister.
I mean, I guess if you want to. I don't.
I wander over by the pool and kind of just plop down on the floor. I don't think wording is the dwarf's best suit.
You tend to make things worse, yes.
Yeah, I'll admit that. So I'm just gonna sit here quietly, try not to antagonize anybody.
All right.
You could go get the Skamos and drag him back here.
Oh, that's a good idea. I'll make my way over and grab the Skamos.
All right. So is this? Where is the dwarf going?
He's going
We
to
have a bard friend that got enamored by your musical crab back there. He's going to get him.
Yes, Pipey.
He's a very pretty crab.
Indeed, and the melodies he is able to make is, well, with the skilled player, wonderful.
Yeah, that's why he's been in there. The assassins wouldn't go and play with a crab for the last 10 minutes.
No, she kind of laughs. No, probably not.
I would have
She's still...
stayed in there and pet the crab, but, we had business.
As I see, so... And are you guys coming back?
Yeah. I kind of poke at Skamos. Hey, dude, we're needed in the other room, so...
I'm going to show her the conch that the Oracle had us go retrieve, which was not an easy task, so that we could come to this.
Oh, yeah. Have you ever met Guh?
She
Giant?
stops and... No, I can't say that I have.
It's probably a good thing. She's not a very pretty sight.
I see.
This is the conch that the Oracle had us retrieve, and that's how we came to your place. This conch brought us here, so that we could help find your father, because he can restore peace to this land, because it has run amok.
I see. Strange things are afoot. I believe that I have been misled, and it almost seems that my sisters may have been involved. But that's neither here nor there.
And we will help you in any way we can.
I see.
We're not here. We weren't here to cause any kind of trouble.
Spent days traveling around places, finding giant artifacts.
Been a real pain in the little folk foot.
Figure out where to get the conch from.
I see. And did the Oracle tell you where my father was?
Couldn't see where your father was, I believe.
She's, well, and she kind of reaches behind her and pulls something extremely small in her extremely large hands out of her pocket. And kind of takes it and says, This is all I have. When they found my mother on the shore, one of the guards found this and brought it to me, thinking that it belonged to my mother, but this is not something of hers. This is something that, well, I don't know what it is, but it's the only clue I have. And she kind of takes it and very gently kind of reaches it down towards you, Huss. And kind of drops it. And what it basically looks like is a wooden coin. The coin itself is does it not have it? It doesn't. Essentially, it's a small round coin made of wood with a goose on it. And looks, okay, there it is. And looks just like that.
Ooh.
We need to find 2 duck coins.
It's essentially, it's, she's like, this, I don't know what this is, but I believe this is a clue on where my father is being held. And I believe I know he's being held because I feel that our Amirith seemed to indicate as much.
Yeah, what do you know about her? She seemed like she recognized me.
I do not know. She's quickly become a member of the court and has given me wise counsel since my mother's death and father's disappearance.
Hey,
And it seems almost strange that... Well, it seems a little strange now that the timing of all of it.
May I ask what happened to your mother and your father? Did they disappear from here, or where were they, or what was going on? Do you have any information?
My mother was killed by little people on the beach. And at least that's what it looked like, based on the evidence that we found. When my father went to investigate, he never came back.
Sounds like the start of all of this, to be perfectly honest.
And that has brought, well, me here. I am the youngest of the three sisters, and while you would think by birthright Miriam would be the de facto ruler, my father saw something in a vision that made me the heir.
Probably a wise choice.
After what happened today, that may very well be true.
Lucky for us that happened.
Well,
we want to try to help you find out what's going on with your father. We'll help you in any way we can.
Well, this is the only clue that I have. Outside of the fact that it looked like there was little people involved in the altercation.
Yeah, and us little people were blamed for what happened here, and we had nothing to do with it. It was your sisters. So I wouldn't hold too much merit on that. It was the little people that took your father. But we will try to find out.
Beginning to see that now. I will make sure to keep them contained for now.
I'm curious about something. Can I whisper something to Skamos right quick?
Sure.
I just don't want to be loud enough. I don't want to be rude to our guest. Do you think it's a good time to bring up the Red Dragon that gifted us that airship? Do you think that's prudent or a bad idea, Skamos?
Probably well, I mean, it doesn't really matter, I guess. They wanted us to go around and kill giants.
Well, I'm looking for. I'm trying to find a correlation between the ancient red dragon and potentially the sisters that they might have been dealing with the red dragon. Maybe Sarissa knows something, but again, I'm not trying to. I don't know. I'm just trying to avoid some bad if I can.
Well, if anything, I'd say that the blue dragon that we ran into has more correlation to the blue lady who seemed to recognize one of us, but, you know, that's neither here nor there since I wasn't technically there, but you might have told me that on the way in.
Give Alan toast.
True.
Oh, host. You were misunderstood.
Wow. All right.
Oh, if that's her and she killed the Harshnag and she survived, I'm going to be pissed.
Poor
I'm gonna
Harshnag.
get all my druid friends and we're gonna go like druid crazy on.
Go druid crazy.
I'm like a little spider monkey.
Literally, I'm a spider monkey. Right? All right.
So what was it that the crazy lady took from you?
That doesn't matter. For now, let's just suffice to say that I will like that back. It belongs to my father.
Okay.
Do you have any idea where she would have gone?
No, I do not. But I know I can send you anywhere you would like to go to begin your investigation. And she
All
kind
right,
of
guys,
she
we're-
stands up and says, "Please follow me." And she leads you down the hallway behind the throne and kind of waits for you guys to go and do the do. Here, let me do
Wow,
all
I forget
this.
how big the Furian map was. Damn.
I mean,
A
it's a
goose
it's
coin.
a giant area.
Yep.
And so she kind of moves downward. And as you kind of walk down, you can see, you know, these rooms back here. It looks to be that there's not a lot of anything back here. Just some anemones. Dang, I can't speak.
Anemones.
Anemones.
Yep.
And she brings you backwards. She brings you back into this room. She kind of moves into this room, and as you go in here, just like a lot of the rest of it, there's bioluminescent lichen, there's coral starfish on the walls, and you can almost feel the power in this room. So she's like, I want to tell you that I appreciate everything you've done, and my mother taught me that the little folk are to not be feared, but to be allied with. And your actions today have proven that to be true. I wish you all the best of luck. Now, may I ask you where you would like to return to?
I'm
Plus, you
thinking
got
maybe
the coin. What do you think?
I'm thinking maybe we head back to Waterdeep and start there, because that's a big place. They might be able to tell us something about this coin.
Waterdeep's not where your naked little halfling friend is, right?
No, but that's a good idea. Now you just changed my mind.
Because I was wondering if he might know something about the coin. He seems to be a pretty smart little halfling.
Okay, as much as I'd like to go see him again and hang out, I doubt he's gonna know jack squat about a goose on a wooden coin.
Okay.
Maybe oh god. You remember the gentleman that we first met on game 1 as I desperately looked for the name on my sheet? Maybe the gentleman down in oh god. I don't even know where this note is. Never mind. Waterdeep, that's right. Maybe the gentleman down in Waterdeep knows. Or something about the Centaurum, and I needed to keep better notes, clearly. I'm sorry, everybody.
Because Waterdeep's huge, it's a main hub.
Oh.
All right.
Plus, we need to find cartographers to go and avenge that dude's dad, even though his ghost's crushed under rubble. Well, actually, it's probably not, because the Oracle probably didn't collapse, but we can't get there anymore. But still want to avenge him.
Actually,
I mean, any of the big black dots on the map we could try.
I'm almost thinking, yeah, you know what? Waterdeep's probably the best place.
Well, we just gotta start somewhere, so.
My brain jumps to Daggerford and the Snail. The underground market might be the place to start with weird items like this. At least I have a note for that city, so.
Waterdeep's gonna have a huge underground.
True, let's go to Waterdeep. I'm in.
So have you decided then?
And we're already deep underwater because it's a maelstrom, so it's a connection. Let's do it.
Right.
Waterdeep. Final answer.
Yep. No whammies. No whammies. No
No
whammies.
whammies, no whammies. He's like, very well. Do you still have the conch that brought you here, correct?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
So we'll be able to come back if we get any news for you.
Yes, please do. In the meantime, I will see what I can find out about Amerith and where she may have gone. Good luck, my friends, and I hope to hear from you soon.
Good luck to you too, and we hope we find something out for you about your father.
It's like if you would all stand closer together, please. Boop. It's just watching you all run
Musical
around.
PC.
There we go.
After a couple of minutes of you wandering around aimlessly trying to figure out where everyone's going to stand, you eventually get together, and she kind of greets you with kind of a half smile, but you can also see the pure sadness in her eyes as well. And with a few incantations and a movement of her hand, you feel your bodies start to lighten, almost as if your insides are gone and you're like a helium balloon kind of floating away. And the next thing you know, your entire vision goes completely white, and then suddenly you feel solid again. And when your vision clears up, you find yourselves right outside of the great city of Waterdeep.
I think Huss is floating away.
Yeah, I saw that.
Whee!
All right, I'm done. Sorry. Like, thank you, Scamos, for getting the Benny Hall theme stuck in my head. Well played, sir. Well played.
No problem.
Yeah. So yeah, you find yourself outside of Waterdeep.
Gamos, we are going back for the crab.
Sounds good to me.
I forgot how big this city was.
Oh yeah,
Need to agate.
it's huge.
It's a huge city.
Yes, it is.
Huge. Wow.
So as you kind of there we go. Let me check something real quick. So, Andrea, as you know, your vision clears up and you kind of take a look at the coin. There's something extremely familiar about it to you.
I thought Huss had the coin.
Well, I mean, you all had a chance to look at it,
okay.
but it kind of
All right.
occurs to you as you get back that you've seen similar coins like this, and they're generally used in gambling establishments. So instead of, actual money, you purchase these chips and use those. And with your tendency to go drinking, you've gone into a few fest halls and gambling halls for alcohol.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes. I have a weakness for vices of the city. Yes. So yeah, you've definitely seen similar to that.
So guys, you know how much I like to drink, and I spend a lot of time in bars. I think
Oh,
we need
don't
to-
I know it? Don't I know it, madam? And I can't get.
What?
I think I have kind of seen.
No.
I think I've kind of seen this coin before, and I think we should go talk to some people in bars. And it's not because I want to have a drink.
Ooh. You have my attention, madam, as I kind of just like saunter over to her kind of right quick. Bar, you say?
So I think we need to check out
now
some
that
taverns.
we're not under the sea anymore, what's the time of day?
Now that everything's kind of, it looks to be about mid-afternoon.
Okay. We can go poke around, but we could all use a rest after battling too.
Yeah, we could use a long rest. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, I'm sure I look worse for wear at this point, a little bruised or something.
So I think we should pick just some.
So
hit a couple
wherever
of-
we're at, because I'm sure there's a few establishments in this big old town.
Yep.
Yep. So,
Find the closest one and we'll start there.
all right. So what you all can do, if you all want to participate in trying to figure out where this coin is going, what is going to happen in order to kind of grease palms and chat and chat up people and grease their palms and things like that, so on and so forth. It'll cost 10 gold for everyone who's participating.
I got it.
All right, so that's 50 gold right there. And then basically everybody give me an investigation check. Intelligence investigation.
Found
So
it.
you said 50 gold?
Yes. 10 per. Yeah, so 50 gold.
Okay. I suck at math.
Yep, no worries.
So what's I have 1,120 gold right now.
1,080.
Oh good lord!
Or 70,
I'm
sorry.
glad I'm with you guys.
1,070, okay.
Oh, crap.
It's got it too.
Okay, I deducted that from my gold.
Okay. So
And what am I
after
rolling?
investigation,
Oh,
intelligence investigation, yeah. So after rolling all that and asking around town, you actually find someone who knows what this is. It's essentially you're pointed to a particular barge, gambling hall barge, out of the city of Yatar.
We get to go to tartar sauce? Yay!
Yay! I
And
complained about their sauce. It hasn't been up to par lately.
it's from what you're told is essentially that the gambling hall itself is run off of a riverboat, and essentially the boat only caters to the extremely wealthy, and it leaves at night and sails off up and down the river there near Yatar, and then returns back at a later time. But it seems that Yatar might be the place you need to go.
Okay. I still think we should take a long rest here before we head to tartar sauce, though.
Absolutely. Glad we have a
Hey.
direction.
Anybody remember where we parked our boat?
Oh god. Oh.
No?
No, we kind of just yeeted out of that thing without really thinking about it.
I don't even remember where we were the last time.
Because how
You
they
left
have my puppy.
you left it at Grudhaug, by the way.
Gruthaug.
Oh, your dog and your other animal is still
yeah,
on the.
Frankie and Tiny are still on the boat, but oh god, crap! There's no time. Actually, there's no time to go back. Damn it! Actually,
They're
oh,
probably
three.
safer there anyways than with us.
Dude, yeah. No, knowing me, let's just leave my puppy out of whatever I'm.
There's the understatement of the century.
I'm just saying. I think they're safer where they are.
Yeah.
Did you drink all the ale that you bought?
No,
Oh, God.
we left that on the ship too.
Even worse, we're probably at about half barrel.
He's
at
less
this
worried
point.
about the dog now that he realizes that his alcohol's
Hey, it's about 50-50, thank you.
I
I
got
got
it.
his dog just a little
That's
bit
fine.
more because ale can be found everywhere.
That's right.
Still, that ale though. Damn it. No,
All right, I think
beer.
we just find some place to take a long rest here and then head to Yartar tomorrow.
I totally agree.
All right. It doesn't take long. What kind of place are you guys looking for? The usual?
Any,
Eh,
wherever I can treat. Drink, take
I'm
it
just
back.
looking for a tree in the bugbear.
You want to put a tree? You want to put a tree in the bugbear?
I mean,
That's-
Tree in the bugbear.
That's what I heard. I'm
We're
just
gonna
saying.
cuddle. We'll cuddle.
Okay.
Makana.
I guess. Yeah.
What we do.
There we go.
True.
That is what we do.
It is what you do. All right. So you find yourselves down in Waterdeep. Let's move you back down here. So yeah, if you so choose, you do remember that Yatar is pretty far away. If you remember,
we-
pretty far north from Waterdeep.
Maybe we can find a cart or somebody to take us tomorrow.
Seems legit to me.
Some kind of
Well-
transportation.
True. But you also remember that Grodhaug is nothing more than following the river northward. And you'll pretty much run right into it, and you know that unless they think you're dead, your airship may still be there.
Well, let's do that then.
Wait, we have the conch, we rest up, we teleport back to the maelstrom, and we talk to her and say, can you just teleport us to Groothog? Then we don't have to walk anywhere.
That seems legit. We could be there today, arguably.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but she may be tied up trying to handle her sisters. Do we really have to bug her just to teleport us somewhere else when we can take
Actually,
the airship?
Actually, I think it's a brilliant idea that we go bug her, because I suspect her sisters are going to try something silly. So taking a long rest and kind of just popping back in might be the prudent
I was
answer.
partially kidding, because that would be very annoying.
Yeah, true. I mean, it's a great idea, though. It'll save us
I
days
think
in travel.
she's got enough on her hands without us bugging her to teleport us everywhere. So I think we should just.
Oh, hey, we're
Long
back.
rest.
You know, every 2 minutes. Kay, can you teleport us to this place now? Because we don't want to walk.
It's like a
don't
mile
walk,
and a half.
baby.
We don't want to walk. Will you teleport us?
Well, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
I don't know what the
Wow.
Yahoos are doing, but I'm fighting up Drake.
It's like a fortnight, a little more than a fortnight to Yartar by foot from here. So maybe half the time to Groothog, but like it is a rather long walk, and time may in fact be of the
Yes,
essence.
there could be fighting on the way.
True.
Especially if
True.
we take the dwarf with us.
And that's, if nothing else, why I'm trying to think maybe it might be the good idea. Just pop back in. You know, it's gonna save us probably a week to 10 to 20 days. If
We
you
could
just
stop at Golden Fields and say, what's up? Your hill giant issue gone.
I don't think we should bug her to teleport us to.
True. All right, fine. I'm all in for following the river and some ruckus. Y'all convinced me.
Okay, I'm gonna get a drink and find some place to have a long rest and a bath and get some sleep.
All right.
I second that motion.
To go for everybody who's going to go to one of those expensive places to.
I got it.
Yep.
Perfect. Thank you.
Who's all gonna go?
Oh, me.
I'll go.
Okay, so just 3 of us.
Yep. And then the other 2 are going to do their normal hanging outside and the stuff. You guys don't even have trees anymore to make hammocks between. Oh, was that too soon? Was it too soon?
Yeah. Just. Right
The hurt is still too near.
Yeah.
I could fix that.
You know what?
Poor Toothless.
I need 1,000 gold right now.
I might have that actually.
That would take all the gold I got, dude.
I have.
Worth.
Oh, Alan,
Yes.
before we leave this town,
Yes.
I need to find some diamonds so I can have them for my resurrection, my revive spell.
I would like to hand Amastraya the 2 diamonds that I have in my inventory.
Oh, you have 2?
Yeah, I've been collecting them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's
His
got
are
a
the
couple on
1,000
him.
gold piece ones, though.
Mine just
No.
need to be 500 gold
Yeah,
piece.
no, that's specifically what I've been collecting. I have 2 500 gold piece diamonds that I would like to give her.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
So I'm curious, can you drag that from your inventory onto her picture,
Let me try. Boop.
please?
Amastraya, check your inventory, please.
I don't see anything that says I got diamonds.
All right, please bear with me. Let me try something else. Boop. No.
All right.
I'm
Where's your
clueless.
diamonds at? I don't even see them.
They're under the 500 GP under F.
Oh, 500 GP diamond. Okay.
She can have both of them.
Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. That is really, really weird. Okay. Whatever. I gotta find out. There's gotta be an easier way to do this.
Now
There
I
we
have
go.
them.
Now you got them.
I have one.
You have
Says
one.
I have one.
You want
I
to
need
give her?
to-
Do you want to give her both?
Actually, let her hold on to one. Leave one on my corpse.
On your corpse?
Wow.
Yeah.
Are you putting
Yeah,
on
no, you
diet?
know what? Let's face it, everybody. If there's anybody in this group that's a high chance of getting themselves killed, it's me.
That's very true.
I accept that. I mean,
Although I did come close in Gau's fight to dying. I had like 1 hit point
true.
left.
I argue that of the group of village idiots that we have, I'm probably the village idiot. So I wish that wasn't the case, but you know what? It is. Fuck. So as long as Amastraya has one, I think we'll be all right.
Okay.
Okay. Long rest.
Easy enough. All right. So you guys go ahead and you bed down for the night, and with little to no issues at all, which is always a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, remember back when we were level 1?
Oh, please don't make me remember that. Please. Yes.
We
I
had
remember.
those people back in our deep forest that said never come back there or they'd kick our butts.
Oh.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Should we
Yes,
go
I
back
do.
and kick their asses now?
You know what?
In T-Rex
Actually,
form?
yes, we do. As a matter of fact, let's go start a fight with people.
I think we need to stay on task right at the moment.
And the ooze in my dream.
You know,
Focus.
I would like not to have a retelling of the black slime incident. So, elves, yes. Black pudding, no. Yeah. I think Amastraya is probably right. Let's not pick a fight in the R deep.
All right. So where y'all going? What are y'all doing?
So from Waterdeep, we got to follow the river, you said?
Before we leave Waterdeep, I want to get a map on how to get to that P-town with the dude's dad who killed him.
Okay. Give me an investigation check. All right. So it takes a little bit of time. And everyone pay 10 gold. But Skamos, you pay 20.
Hey,
What are we paying 10 gold for?
For hanging around in town for about 5 days.
Oh.
As he was asking around and slowly, essentially, zeroing in on that. So that was just your living expenses for those 5 days. And then, Skamos, yours was the living expenses plus, paying a cartographer to either copy or find the map that they have. What you get is essentially, from what they could find, is Parnast is a small town that is very, very far out there. kind of almost leaving the north completely. Find it. I forgot exactly where it is. But it's a ways away. A weem away. And a jungle. Anyway.
The mighty jungle.
So did we decide we're just going to walk to Grudhog, or are we going to try to get transportation?
I almost say that we walk and not have to worry
We're
about
walking.
protecting yeah, let's not have to protect a cart and a horse and
Are
a
we going
driver.
to stop via Golden Fields and say, "Sup, people"?
Yeah, we should.
I used to have a liverless.
And we should inform them of
What
the
about
resolution
syphilis?
of
No, you don't want to
Grudhog.
get that, dude. It's nasty.
Well, it's too late there. But I said liverless.
You and you little rascal.
So, the map itself, Skamos, shows that Parnast is somewhere in a valley, like between Deadstone Clef and the Grey Peak Mountains, far to the east.
That's like way far away.
Yeah. And it's not well known in these parts because it's kind of outside of what most people consider the north. It's kind of bordering on, further into the continent and not really part of the Sword Coast or the north.
Damn.
Okay, people, should we head off and head towards Golden Fields?
Yep. So, are we following the road or the river for the time being? I vote for
I think
road.
we're
up
gonna-
into-
Well, it's closer to follow the river.
Well, I figure we're gonna go into Golden Fields, so we should follow the road, and then we'll follow the river from Golden Fields.
That's what I'd suggest.
Speed.
Okay,
Tally ho!
to Golden Fields.
Yay! All right. So as you essentially you start kind of making your way upwards, making your way downtown. Going fast and I'm homebound. So the first lulls. So compared to the first time you guys have kind of walked in here, it's now we're kind of late summer. We started kind of at the beginning of spring, and you've been walking around for several months now, dealing with this problem, and now we're starting to hit like mid to late summer and into the kind of almost the autumn season. And what you're kind of noticing is that there seems to be a lot more carts coming down the road than what there were before. And all of them seem to kind of have a fair amount of foodstuffs on them, kind of heading towards Waterdeep. Even along the way, there's multiple places where people are kind of selling directly out of their carts to other travelers and things like that. Things look a whole lot more, a lot better than what they were before.
Oh god.
In the first couple of days, it's been pretty quiet. And one thing that you kind of noticed, as you can kind of see the river, is that the river seems higher than what it was before. It's hard to kind of for sure know, but it does seem like it's a little bit higher than what it was before.
Oh lordy. It had nothing to do with the fires that we were setting. Nothing at all. Nope. Damn it.
All right. So you finally, on the last day, you make your way up to Golden Fields, and surprisingly enough, as you get near the front gate, you see as you get closer to it, as you're moving up closer, you see a very familiar red balloon off in the distance near the gate of Golden Fields. A very large one.
How far away is it?
It looks like it's near the city.
Ooh, excellent. Our friends found us. Woo! Happy day. So
Is it within 500 feet?
You're getting close to that, yeah. As you're moving your way up towards the city.
All right, when I get within range, I'm yeeting onto it.
Oh god, you scared the shit out of him. Oh,
All
he's
right.
gonna be great.
So yeah, as soon as you kind of
Wait.
wait.
Before you eat,
We're waiting.
Amos and the rest. If there's dragons involved, we should be careful what we say around this crew.
You know, especially if oh god, you do make a great
Because if
point.
they're reporting to Big Red or whatever is in charge of this one,
Klaus,
very wary of what we say.
ancient red dragon. You make a great point. Oh god, you know what? That actually is probably we probably shouldn't use the airship. Period. Actually, if nothing else, send Skamos up there. Hey, folks! Thanks for your help and all, but heck, not even that. I think we should just sneak past it and walk up there. And we should worry about Klaus, that red dragon. You're right.
Well, you could retrieve your stuff from the airship and just tell them that for now we're
Yeah.
going to travel by land.
True. Be more
Don't you
prudent
think
for
they'd
us.
get suspicious?
You
Well,
know,
we've
they-
been traveling by land so far, so why would they be suspicious now if they're not already?
Because we've already been using them. If we're going to go up there and get our stuff and say, yeah, we're not going to use you anymore, we're going to start traveling by land.
The red dragon that hired them would probably have a problem with us just leaving their service. They'd probably report.
And they're
back
in an
to-
airship. Don't you think they'd just follow us anyway?
Yeah.
Well, they could follow us anyways,
Well,
regardless.
they don't know we're here though. So, actually, I say if nothing else, we dodge the city of Goldenfield just in case the crew's.
So we either dodge them and leave them, or we continue to use them and just don't give them any information.
Yeah, Quinn's on there no matter what I'm yeeting on there, so keep that in mind.
Oh, okay. Let's not say anything to them because clearly we need our ale, Quinn, and our pets. But I worry at the end of this we're gonna have to worry about Klaus, the ancient red dragon that is never to be trusted, that has hired that crew. Yeah, damn it. Okay, yeah, that.
And you know, a well-planned polymorph into flyy things and a couple pop balloons will end the boat and the crew.
I was going to say, Hush, you've always wanted to use the harpoon.
We've always wanted to free that elemental, actually. Yeah. This actually might be prudent for us. Let's go get our stuff, come down to Goldenfield, and just burn that balloon down. It was a freak accident with the elemental. Whoops. They're bad.
Remember how they found us because a dragon told them where we were?
How did the dragon know where we were? Oh crap! The dragon knows where we're at.
Yeah.
Probably gonna watch it
Probably a
check
bad
out. Good thinking. Good
Because then we're
thinking.
going to have a red dragon on our butts.
I think we're gonna have a red dragon on our butts anyway, no matter what we do. So I moved for our own personal entertainment. We burn the ship down and proceed our way up north. And if we have to deal with a red, well, actually no, we're not of the level to deal with an ancient dragon at all. Period. So
We just don't give them information.
yeah, true. Let's just don't say nothing. We're still trying to figure it out. Actually, they did also watch us teleport out using the conch too. So, what do we tell them about that?
We just
Well,
say we
we
didn't
went there,
find
we got attacked.
anything. Yeah, we just don't talk about our plans on the ship where they could hear it. Whatever we talk about what to do and all of that stuff,
All we need to do is get to
then we can
Nargothrond.
just talk about it away from all of them.
If they ask, we won't lie. We'll just say we got attacked, so we left. Which we did get attacked, and we left.
Yep. We got attacked, killed everything there, and then came back. The dragon I'm sure would love to hear that everybody is dead in there, or it will probably cause the red dragon to send his minions.
Or
to...
not if the two sisters were working with the dragon.
It's true. It's true. I'm sure Klaus would want to know about those sisters too. Oh God. Oh God.
We got attacked while we were there. We killed the attackers, and then we were told to leave.
We're attacked by
It's not
giants.
lying. It's not the
Just
full
leave.
truth.
It's not the full truth,
Let's
but
go
we're not
ahead.
lying.
Yeah.
And we leave it at that.
I sold. As a secondary plan, let's go with that peaceful, not tell them nothing. But as a secondary plan, burn it all down. Fire elemental. I'm in for that. Horrible.
I mean, if they start like trying to stab us, maybe. But I think unleashing a fire elemental onto the world's a little extreme right now.
Well, not on
Not
the
to mention
world.
we could also die in the process.
Well, yeah, true.
I mean, it'd be on the world. Remember how fire elementals only want to burn literally everything?
That's the only thing they want. And the last thing we should do is drop a fire elemental on the Golden Fields, the grain belt of the area. I
Didn't
don't
you
think
watch The
exactly.
Desolation of Smog? You know what will
Oh
happen.
God! Oh yeah, dude, right? Love that movie. Yeah. Okay. Let's just watch our tongues and say little about it, and we just yeeted out of there as quickly as we could because. Yeah. Okay. Let's go with the peaceful plan because I have no good ideas as usual.
Okay.
How about you, Huss?
All right, now we can keep moving.
Huss,
I just
yes?
wanted to mention that.
Good thinking. Good thinking. So we're letting our bard yeet atop the ship and let them know and all that.
Sure.
Yeah. Sure.
I can
So
bring one of
Anyway.
you with me if you want, but I'm going. That's a fact.
Take me with you, Skamos. Just have somebody else up there with you.
All right.
So it's you two?
Awesome.
All right.
Yep.
So you bamf yourself over.
Yeet.
You suddenly show up on the ship, and you startle the shit out of poor Frankie. Frankie was just snoozing there, and suddenly you guys appear, and he immediately jumps up and kind of runs over and starts licking, kind of going back and forth. Easier for him to lick the dwarf's face. He doesn't even have to jump up, but he jumps up on Skamos to lick
I throw myself to the floor and proceed to play and scritch the shit out of Frankie.
As soon as we land, they yell out, "Quinn!" and just bolt downstairs.
I call the Tiny, get in on this!
And so, the crew members, the two crew members that are standing on the top deck when this happens, are just kind of staring, just absolutely staring, like they're looking at a ghost. As you're sitting there playing with the dog.
I don't give two hoots. I don't even acknowledge them. My puppy comes first.
Yeah. So as you come running downstairs, Skamos, the crew member that's working the rudder portion of it kind of looks at you kind of crazy. You can see in the hallway that there are it looks to be several barrels of food and things that haven't been put into the storeroom yet. Looks like they were here provisioning, based on what you can see.
I get to the room that Quinn's in as fast as possible, knocking down anything in my path that's directly in my way.
Okay. Yep, that happens.
Still shouting Quinn, by the way.
Yeah. So you wake up some of the crew members who were sleeping, and everyone's staring. You have everyone's attention. Let's just put it that way. Everybody knows that you're back, apparently.
Oh, this is great.
While he is doing all that, the rest of you kind of make your way up. Matter of fact, so Skamos, you find Quinn in this room, and as you do what I'm sure you're doing, which we will not mention,
We don't want to know.
this guy is like, I'm out, and straight up leaves the room, closes the door, and heads upstairs. So by the time that the rest of you get there, Huss and Amandrea and Regic, as the rest of you get there, everybody's kind of awake and everyone's kind of irritated right now. There's a couple of people on the top deck, and you can faintly hear down below, Quinn. Quinn. That's all you can hear, faintly below deck.
And I still have not acknowledged anything else aside from the
the puppy. You've been playing with the pets for the past 20 minutes or so. 10 minutes.
Like I barely even noticed the turtle arriving behind me. I've missed my puppy.
All right, so you're all back on the ship. And as like as you guys arrive, both Greg Amandrea and Huss, I thought you had died in the fire.
I lean back. We kind of started that one, and I lean forward and start petting Puppy again.
So you escaped. That's amazing. We waited for a couple of days, but the place was a smoldering mess and we didn't see you, so we thought the worst. We came here to reprovision and head back, but you're here.
Yeah, we had to sneak out a different way.
Oh, I see.
We let some pigs out and some sheep out, and we kind of scurried out and went a different route to make sure that.
So that's why that giant herd of sheep was just out there. We saw it, and we had no idea why. It was the biggest, with no shepherd. It was just sheep everywhere. That was your doing then.
We let the sheep and the pigs free.
We let the sheep out. Oh. Damn it, that's horrible.
We weren't going to leave them there. They had been eaten enough by those giants and goblins, and we decided they needed to be free.
That poor goblin, as I visibly start shaking my head, just that poor goblin.
And we made sure that that hill giant place was not going to be that much of an issue anymore. You guys had a airside seat. Did it burn down? We couldn't see much from the ground.
While it didn't burn completely to the ground, it was enough of it burned that the water is having an easier time. It looks like the river itself will do the majority of the work as time goes on.
Excellent. Ooh.
No more foul beasts will be using that place.
So when it came back around, the water did look like it was rising in the river, so.
Right. Somebody should probably head back up there and maybe shore up that dam a little bit now that I think about it. We don't want anything flooding out. We're in an airship. It's not our problem. Go back to playing with the
puppy?
The kitty. Yeah, the puppy.
All right.
We're glad we ran into you guys here. We figured coming back this way, we had friends that in Golden Fields. We figured it'd be a good place to come back and get provisions ourselves.
Well, then that worked out for everyone, I guess. Excellent.
Because we were actually going to be heading up to Grudhog because we knew that that was the last place we kind of saw you guys, but that saved us a trip.
Indeed it does. I'm actually very relieved. We've kind of grown fond of you around here. And one of the guys goes, except for that stupid tiefling that made such a racket, I should be sleeping right now. And he's down in the room doing
We don't want to know.
Hell's knows what with that stupid dummy that he's got down there. That thing reeks, by the way. It smells so bad.
Oh, we know. We know. It's the only thing that actually keeps him entertained long enough not to cause us too much trouble, so...
That's coming from the dwarf.
I was going to say, we should get one of those for the dwarf. Can we get a dwarf-sized one?
It's like a chew stick for a puppy. Keeps them from destroying the furniture.
Pop up realizing that there are stores. I hastily, almost running, go downstairs to the locker to see if there's any of the booze mahal left in either of those barrels.
Oh yeah, there's still some.
Oh my god! I fill up that dented silver thing and I saunter up there. Australia, Drake.
I'm still there, dude. I'm still there.
Oh yeah.
So
with my drink, I could then go back to puppy.
All right. So as they're kind of doing that, and everyone's going up, the last of the provisions are brought out to the ship, and they're hoisted up onto the ship itself. A lot of it looks like a lot of pickled fruits and pickled fruits. Which sounds funny, but dried fruits and packed in various kinds of sugar water and stuff and things like that. So plenty of vegetables and fruit get loaded up onto the ship, and quick money exchanges hands between the porters and the crew members, and the last of it is finally put away into the hold. And yeah, that's that. So Zarathel kind of looks at you. So, looks like you got yourself your airship back. Where are we going?
Yatar.
Okay. Yes, that would be quite a trek on your own.
Yeah, we're thinking about hitting a couple spots we haven't been to in a bit. Maybe Yartar and Everland. There's a halfling friend, I think, up in Everland we haven't talked.
I see.
Yeah, we've made a few friends along our ways, and we just want to stop in and let them know that we're still alive and kicking.
Excellent. We could definitely do that. So make yourselves comfortable, find yourself your hammock, and we will be underway momentarily once we get everything strapped down in the cargo hold. So with that, they go about their work, start strapping everything in, making sure that the cargo nets are holding everything down like they should. And while that's going on, we're going to go ahead and take our break now. Normally we do it right at 9, but I'm going to do it about 15 minutes early. And we'll be back here in a little bit, y'all. Stick around. We will be back after a quick 15-minute break, and we will continue on the story now that we got the airship back. See y'all in a few.
Stop, don't come back.
began because you died. Out of your cell you ran and then you died. You paused to catch your breath and die another gruesome death, so now you creep around each corner terrified. Humanity restored and then you died. A graveyard to explore, ha ha, denied. For every step you take is just one more fatal mistake, so you must learn to take the torture in your stride. Bells chime, torment, darkest descent, every soul spent through descent. Down in the depths of the dead, feel the agony, scars from 1,000 wounds in your memory. Over and over, grind through the butchery. Once more you run this gauntlet of misery.
Doobie 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 doo.
Yay, I'm back. Hello. Let me unmute Discord here because I forgot to do it. All right. So guys, if you're interested in playing Dungeons and Dragons with us at some point in the future, I do have a sign-up sheet in my Discord. You can jump on the Discord and sign up and play some D&D with me. It'll basically I'll be picking new folks once this campaign completes, and then we'll go from there, essentially. But yeah, join the Discord, put your name on the list, and you'll be added to the thing. Anyway, is everybody still out?
I'm here.
I'm back.
Couple.
I'm Huss.
Oh my.
I'm Morgan.
Hey Huss, I'm Dad.
I'm here.
I'm Batman.
Wow. I didn't know I was playing with Batman. Alright, what is this doing?
Whatever Batman does, really, but...
No, hold on, I'm trying to fix something here. There's that. There's that. I'm just trying to figure out. I got new speakers and they light up and they're doing weird things to me, or not to me, but they're doing weird things and it's kind of obnoxious and I'm trying to fix it. I think I fixed it though. Nope, it didn't fix it.
They're doing weird things to you. They might be a mimic.
I mean, yes.
See how quickly he started changing his words, knowing we would probably just.
I know things. I know how things are done around here.
In a group full of shenaniganizers.
Speaking of doing things, I'm really glad Quinn was still on that.
Oh my
If he
god.
wasn't, I would have killed everyone and burned to the ground.
Yeah.
Alright, I gotta fix this.
Kinda surprised they kept our stuff. They thought we were dead, though. But I'm not complaining.
Right? I'm surprised there's still ale and wine left. Shit.
Right. Okay. You stop that. That's good. I'll have to fix this.
Harry baby.
Perfect. Okay. Yeah, what it was doing before is that's doing it again. I don't know what to do about this.
Need 1 more minute. I'm sorry.
All right, no worries. We got about 1 more minute left. Yep, that's why. Never launch. So these new speakers integrate with they integrate with Discord. And so every time one of you would talk, it would be a different color on the speaker. And I had to come in here and find it so I could turn it off.
Interesting.
Yeah. I was like, it kept changing colors. I'm like, I just want it yellow. I just want it to be yellow for now. Now we're good. Now we're good. Okay. I fixed it. Now it's doing what I want it to do. Perfect. Okay. Now I'm happy to be alive. Okay. Everybody back and ready?
Inconceivable!
I'm back.
Yay, we're all back. Okay. So after everything gets loaded up onto the ship, you start to make your long journey towards Yatar. The good news is you should make pretty good time now that you're back on your airship, and hopefully no real major surprises will happen along the way.
Wait!
What do you mean, wait?
We didn't say goodbye or say hi to the bears.
Oh, well, too bad. You have this overwhelming feeling that you completely forgot to do something as the airship flew away. And as you get sight of the temple in the middle of Golden Fields, it dawns on you that you forgot to say hi to the bears. And that makes you sad.
Tear rolls down the turtle's face.
Just a single crocodile tear from a turtle. Alright, so you have, let's see, 25, 50. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. How many squares is that again? Well, hexes, I guess I should say.
I count 11.
Yeah, I'm trying to open it right now. There we go. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah. All right. Cool. So it looks like it's going to take a few days. About 2 to 3 days to get up there. That rest of the day through the night seems to go pretty smoothly, with no problems whatsoever, ever. But then, okay, hold on. So time continues to move on, and after the first day, you make your way upward, and you find yourselves, near the Desserin Road. Off in the distance, you can still see kind of some thick smoke still off to the east side a little bit. Can't really make out what's there exactly, but you definitely kind of already know what all that black smoke is about. It still seems to be burning after a couple of days, which is pretty impressive, actually. And
a little concerning, mayhaps, but impressive.
You know, it happens.
I'm sure people have gone and checked it out by now.
Maybe. Quite possibly.
You'll want to make a quick stop over at Krutog? Like, just fly over it? See if there's anything...
Nope.
Fair?
He said nope.
We're done with that place. Just no. Raises both fingers. Nope.
Been there, done that.
Oh, man.
It's just-
Fair. I can dig it. There's only forward with this druid. Only forward. I can dig that.
Okay. Easy enough.
Been there, burned that.
I knew there was a reason I was traveling. I kind of just wanted to rover the turtle and just kind of give him as big of a hug as a dwarf could give a giant turtle.
Personal space.
Aw.
Yeah. All right.
That's how you get another stinky helmet.
That's also true.
Listen, you're all going to use me for your vices anyway, so, I mean...
What is that?
I do what I
smell?
want.
I mean, he did smell like a skunk for a little while.
Got us into that city, though, didn't it?
That was the best.
I just start glaring at the turtle at this point. Listen.
So the next couple of days kind of go by with little to no problems. And eventually you find yourselves outside of Yatar. I don't know if I have a map of Yatar. I don't think I do. Yeah, I do not.
It wasn't a very big town, right?
I mean, it's big enough. It's a decent sized city. Yartar itself is...
It is a medium black dot on the map.
Yes.
It is.
Here we go. So it's kind of a here it is. It's kind of split kind of right at where the rivers of both the Desserin River and the Cerberin River kind of come together, right about where Yartar is. And it's kind of a it's a pretty bustling area. It's got a bunch of markets and shops. There's a few inns and taverns. You're talking about it's not tiny, but you're talking about 6,000-ish people, give or take.
Okay, we need to find the boat.
So it's definitely a town.
So we have to find a gambling boat on the river for the extraordinarily rich.
Gambling barge. Hopefully we got enough money to get us on board.
If we don't, we have a bugbear. I think we'll be all right.
Okay.
Yeah, no, threaten people. Yeah, damn it. Never mind.
So we need to find the gambling barge. But it only sails at night. What time of day is it?
It's a little bit around the afternoon, right around noonish.
So we could probably ask around town where we find the barge. Or just go to the river. I'm sure it's got to be on the river. There can't be that big of a dock area.
Right, we'll probably have to grease somebody's palm along the way. Still totally fine.
Leave that to Skamos. He'll grease somebody's palm.
He'll grease something.
Wait.
So what are y'all doing? The place itself is, it's definitely a river town. Again, about 6,000 people. It's still pretty crowded. Not just because 6,000 is about the people that live there, but since it's this location kind of central there with a few rivers and everything, a lot of trade comes through this particular town. So there is a fairly large dock, and a lot of warehouses and things like that throughout this place.
I'm gonna go over to the dock and see if I could find anyone to talk to see about how I get passage on the barge, the gambling barge. How do I get on the gambling barge?
Are you taking the coin with you while you're asking this, or are you just walking around asking?
Yeah, well, Hush, you want to come with me? You got the coin, right?
You can take it. It's kind of your crowd. Get information they make.
Okay, I'll take the coin and I'm gonna go ask around.
Okay. Give me a quick investigation check, please.
Oh, I haven't been rolling very good today. Investigation?
Yes.
Investigation.
Right. So as you're kind of investigating around and asking around, it's real simple for you to kind of figure it out. After a little bit of time, you're kind of pointed towards this pretty large, ornate riverboat. It's pretty, it's got some really nice inlay on the side. It seems kind of pretty quiet right now. There are a few people around. It looks like they're kind of loading stuff up onto the ship itself. Perhaps probably provisions and stuff for the evening voyage. You learn that basically it leaves the dock at dusk and redocks at dawn every night.
And can I, do I know what I gotta do to get on? I'm guessing you have to pay to get on.
Well, so in order to basically get on the boat, you just need to be there before it leaves and look like, essentially, you need to just get on the boat. There's not a lot as far as to get on, but you probably need to belong, or at least look like you belong.
So I can't take the dwarf with me then?
Probably not.
Or the giant turtle.
Well,
so I gotta be dressed nice and look like yeah.
Yeah, you're probably the best person.
Probably, yeah, and weapons are strictly forbidden.
I have disguise kits. If you want to make me leave the room for the first time for more than, 5 minutes at a time in a while, since I got
feel better if
back
somebody
on
else went with me. I don't want to go by myself, but...
You know what? I'll come with you. I'll come with you. Screw it. I'll leave my weapons behind. If it's disguise kits, as in plural, I think we'll be all right.
Okay, I'm gonna, I'll leave my weapons and stuff with Huss if he's not gonna go. And then I'm gonna go see if I can purchase some nicer clothes to put on.
Okay.
I'm
Yeah.
guessing in my armor, they may not consider me, worthy to be on the boat. You know what I mean?
I got you.
Right.
So I
Yeah,
guess
it's
I
possible.
need to dress more like an upper class.
Right.
Upper class person.
Yeah.
I'll join Amistrea in the adventure to find something more than the plate armor that I'm in.
There goes my
Okay,
upper
you
class.
tell what they look like that are going on the boat?
So, I mean, right now it's during the day, so the only thing that you see on the boat right now is various dock workers bringing up different things like, wine and food stuffs and things like that, essentially up to the point itself. There is a lot of... There looks to be crew that are basically taking it from them and getting it to where it needs to go.
Ask around about it more before you jump to conclusions on hire and stuff.
So what exactly do my costume clothes look like?
Essentially, costume clothes are exactly... It's some sort of like... It's performing clothes.
So we might look a little goofy in performance.
Yeah, but like more goofy than like a fancier clothes.
Mime.
Actually, while we're here, can I use my Rod of Vonadod to see where other tokens are?
I mean, to use the locate object portion of it? Is that what you're talking about? I mean, you can. So
I'll try it.
All right. So you sense the direction of the object's location. So yeah, you sense some on the boat.
Good stuff.
Right. So we're just looking for information from this boat. I mean,
Yeah, the token was the only thing that
the only clue she had. That's right. That's right. Thank you.
from her mother. It was on her mother.
Yeah, it was found in the sand next to her mother's body. And and they felt, and one of the guards that found the mother's body brought it to Sarissa thinking that it belonged to her.
Excellent. Incomplete notes. Thank you, everybody.
Hi, Kiki.
Yeah, he's being obnoxious.
He wants attention.
Right. Oh, tiny.
Yeah, that was it.
So let's go find us some fancier clothes than what we're wearing in our.
So I heard Skamos ask a question before. Sorry, I didn't answer it. What were you asking?
Good question.
Yeah, you said something. It was something you were asking about. I don't know if you said other ways to get on, or you were trying to find out more about the ship, I think.
I mentioned
No, Huss was
maybe
saying
we
maybe
should
we
find out more about the ship instead of just assuming what kind of clothes. And
all right, yeah. So essentially, everything kind of you see the dock workers and stuff, and as you kind of ask around, essentially about an hour before dusk sets in, workers kind of come up to the ship and are let on to the ship to start, prepping the food and things like that before the guests start to arrive. And about 30 minutes before dusk, guests generally start to arrive at that point, and they're generally, dressed to the nines and whatnot, to get on it.
are pets allowed?
Nope. The people you talk to have never seen it, but I'm sure some highfalutin, some whale with a whole lot of money has probably been let on with an animal.
So
Well, that
Staples,
sucks because none of you guys could pass as a highfalutin.
I probably would be the closest.
I could. You could always straighten my hair and make me look presentable.
I might
We
not
need
be
a big
highfalutin.
comb.
I might not be a highfalutin, but dwarves may have been known for having some coin on them.
So before I could go get on the boat, I'm gonna like try to find something better to wear and like either put it over my armor or take my armor off and switch it out for the boat.
All right, so you got to find a.
So I'll find a tailor or something, and I might just put it on over my armor just in case.
Okay.
That won't look inconspicuous at all.
Yeah.
Actually, I think. I
Okay,
might
I'll
have a
put my
better
armor in
idea.
my bag of holdings and just put on the clothes I buy.
Maybe we should send Huss in there with Amistray instead of the dwarf. Maybe have Huss turn into like a rat or something, like just hide in a pocket, just in case Amistray needs better support than Goonface with no weapons.
Well, I want to go in there too because where there's gambling, there's probably booze, and where there's gambling and booze, there's probably pretty ladies handing out that booze.
Just hookers. He's looking for hookers.
So what I'm hearing is we need the entire group on this boat. Okay.
I mean, we could always try. We could always, all dress and see who can get on the boat.
Things happen when we split up.
Yep.
I really want to try and keep my dagger just for the warning bits.
Because I
But-
could put everything in my bag of holdings and have it handy.
Yeah, but if weapons are strictly forbidden, they'd probably like check bags and stuff.
Well, I'll wear the bag and I'll I'll shapeshift into a fox and pretend to be dead, and Amadrea can wear me around her neck.
Wow, that's fancy.
You know what?
I'll be a beak, and you can be my coat.
I can't be a whole coat.
And now,
I love where this conversation has gone.
The bag of holdings, like, I know you can put a lot of stuff in it. So if someone was to open it and look in there, would they see everything that's in the bag of holdings?
They would see essentially they can see what's inside.
So they'd be able to tell I had weapons in there.
But if I had it, it would morph with me if I was morphed, and nobody would see anything.
That's true. I think that's a handy dandy idea.
Yeah, fancy
Like,
everybody up.
Because everything melds with me when I change.
You know, this plan's getting better and better at it. Let's see how many of us can get on this boat, and Huss just goes with whoever is.
Huss is going to be my fox shawl.
Oh.
Okay, so the plan is to have everyone's armor in your bag of holding. Correct?
Well, if they see it in there, they're going to get mad.
Well, that's why we're.
That
doing
was my question. How much of in my bag would they be able to see if they opened up to look?
It really just depends.
But if it's on me, they won't see it.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's right too. I forgot you said that. So yeah, we'll put our weapons and everything in the bag of holdings, and then.
All right, so
will have it
in
with
order
him.
to buy some fine clothing, if that's what you guys are going to go and do, before you head over to the thing, I believe that is. Give me a second. I don't remember quite.
Is there like a tiefling equivalent to slicking my hair back? Can I like unravel my horns and slick them?
So
Look
for
like an Italian mob.
Like an Italian mobster. I mean, sure. There's various pomades and things that are used, made of tallow and stuff like that. So to get yourselves a set of fine clothing, it's 15 gold.
Okay.
So if you don't already have some fine clothing, you can buy some for 15 gold each.
Polymorph yourself?
Can you polymorph yourself? Yes.
Could this be passed off as a slave or something? And run around naked like I normally do?
Okay,
I mean, you
15
can
gold.
try.
We could shave you. That might interest some of the ladies on the ship.
The shaved bugbears.
So here's the plan, because if Skamos can use polymorph on Gregic, he could be a fox as well, and we can hang me and Gregic off of Amadrea. We could do dual foxes.
Well, I'll put you like the difference between a fox and a fox fur is plenty of thickness. I would recommend like rats or mice or pocket-sized somethings that, well, like if the group is me, Amastrea, and Skamos, you two get polymorphed, get put in pockets, and we just walk on. At least that's my thought.
Trying to make her look fancy.
True, fair.
Just
We could do something smaller, like minks.
Minks?
Or we could just be parrots.
I could polymorph Gregic, and you could polymorph me into something tiny like a spider. Because I'd fit in more, probably, with the crowd. But if I'm polymorphed, then I can have my dagger on me. So then I could find a spot to unpolymorph. And then you guys can just unpolymorph if needed.
True, because I can still concentrate in beast form and keep polymorph going.
okay. You turn yourself in whatever you're gonna turn yourself into, and then I'll take you, and I'll give you my bag of holdings.
Have your bag of holdings too?
What?
Nothing.
He's just gonna disappear with the bag with all the stuff in it.
See you in seconds.
Alright. So halberd, is that what you're saying?
That way, Skamos and Gregic can keep their weapons polymorphed.
I like that idea. I don't want to get rid of my weapon.
Right. I'll be fine without mine. As much as I hate that answer.
Okay. You guys got your plan in place?
Clothing.
Can you buy me fine clothes too? I only have 12 gold.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can dress fancy and then polymorph and all that.
I've taken
stuff.
another 15 gold off for his fine clothing.
Yeah, could you buy me a set of fine clothing too? I don't actually have
Oh,
gold.
God damn it, guys! What you do with all your money?
Buy
He
you.
spent it on a
You
dog and a
give me
cat.
all the money. Like I'm on.
I never had money.
Okay, I took
Like-
30 more gold out for each of them to get their clothing.
Okay.
Like, if you guys need gems, I have all of those.
Yeah, he's been carrying all the gems. He hasn't been carrying any cash. Although, you know, you
Okay.
could probably turn in some of those gems for cash to pay for some of this stuff. Just saying,
Well-
you know.
I mean, we're about to go to a gambling hall. I'm sure I'll get to a chance to turn some of those coins in, or gems in, or whatever.
Possibly.
Okay, now everybody's got their fine clothing.
All right. So, you guys get together. You do your planning. Okay, so now that... So, I am 100% clear on exactly what is going on. Rehash your entire plan for me, just so I know exactly who's where and doing what.
Okay, I got fine clothing for me and Skamos and for the dwarf.
Yep.
Margaret, sorry.
That's fine.
Adam. And then, so we're in our fine clothing. I
Yep.
put my armor and everything in the bag of holdings, which is now with Hess. And Hess is going to transform into, what did you decide, Hess? Are you going to be a mink?
Something small that's gonna go in someone's pocket.
And then I will carry him in with me.
And I too placed all of my armor and any weapon that I've had in said bag as well.
Okay. Easy enough. So your armors and weapons go in there. And then what about Gregik?
Yeah, I'm getting
He's
more-
being polymorphed by me.
He's gonna turn into a spider too, or something.
Got it. Okay. So what are you guys turning into?
I moved mice. I say mice is probably the most.
minks.
I think we should go smaller.
So this
I think we
Can we
clothing
turn into like flies?
Cockroach.
I mean, yeah, you could do flies. Sparrows, birds, whatever.
How about pocket spiders?
Pocket spider. Just throws a handful of spiders on some. That would be scary as hell, actually.
I'll be a butterfly, and then
Okay,
I'll pretend that you're like a little ribbon in my hair.
Well, a lot of, like, the fine clothing of the age is like, it's generally really poofy. So there's a lot of little folds and stuff like that they could probably easily, hitch a ride in
That's
and hold
why
on to.
The pocket spider idea is a good idea because we could hitch a ride in just about anywhere and nobody would spot it.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Because there's, like I said, a lot of little folds and things. And
As long
you'd
as
probably
you don't
find
have
one.
cockroaches, I'm good.
Yeah. And there's probably a spot that you could be in that, you won't get crushed by an errant limb, moving in a certain way or whatever. So that can definitely probably be helpful as well. So as you get yourselves ready, and you wait until the correct time as it starts to get closer to the time, and do all your conversions, you get into your nice clothes, and you head towards the docks. Now, when you get to the dock, there is a lot of people milling around more at the dock than what there was before. A lot of folks in some really fancy dress, all kind of standing in line, waiting to get on the front part of the ship, where each one is greeted by the captain. And as you kind of get further up the back entrance, it looks like workers are being let onto the ship on the back part. So they're getting on, doing some of their stuff. You can kind of start to smell the smells of, foods and things like that. You can definitely get the pungent smell of alcohol. You definitely get a sense of that. Looks like they are, ready to do some things. Yeah. So everyone's kind of standing in line and slowly making their way through. And as you make your way up to the as you get closer and closer, you're greeted by who is obviously the captain based upon like the headgear that he's wearing. And Amadrea, what order are you going in? Amadrea, then what order?
Amadrea,
I'll be
Skamos,
first.
the dwarf. Yeah.
Okay, Amadrea, Skamos, then the dwarf. All right.
I'm a spider, so
Oh,
I'm a pocket spider too.
so
Why'd you get the fancy clothes?
I'm going to unspider because I have the dagger of warning. I just didn't want to not have that on me
wait.
in case they do get ambushed.
So we're only polymorphing 2 then, and our turtle's staying elsewhere?
No, the turtle's polymorphing into a spider too.
Okay.
He's
so
wild shaping.
Yeah.
I'm wild shape.
Okay, so 2 polymorphs and a wild shape. I got
Okay,
you.
so Skamos is also a spider. So you have 3 spiders, a dwarf, and okay, got it. Now that makes okay. Now we're covered. So as you kind of come onto the ship, he kind of looks at you and have you been invited? I've not seen you here before.
Invited.
We're new in town, but we heard that this was an excellent place to come and partake of indulges of the world.
Go ahead and give me a charisma check. Deception.
Deception?
Yeah.
Somebody's obviously doesn't remember Ghostbusters.
Can I whisper sweet spider nothings in her ear to help her?
Doesn't quite work like that. And as you say this, like, welcome aboard, my lady. And what of you, dwarf? I've not seen you before either.
Oh. I kind of just look up, kind of stunned. I heard that there was some good drink and some good gambling. I was hoping to spend a little bit of money here this evening.
And do you have any?
I have a collection of gems I was hoping to trade for coin here, if that's okay. Kind of pulling out the small bag of gemstones that I have.
Roll your deception check. Actually, you just roll a persuasion.
Okay.
Wave your hand to say, this is not the dwarf.
This is not the dwarf you're looking for.
Oh, God. Oh.
I can vouch for the dwarf. We've been traveling together for some time. And I will make sure that he gets up to no mischief.
He kind of looks at you. It's like, I demand to know why you're here, dwarf.
Again, sir, I'm here to spend money and drink ale. That's all I want.
Go ahead and do it again and give me advantage, or get yourself advantage on the roll because you were being assisted by Amandrea.
An advantage and
do, yeah, deception. I guess it honestly doesn't matter, but deception or persuasion.
Deception.
Yeah.
Persuasion. We're gonna go persuasion for me.
Yeah. So with that, he kind of looks at you and says, all right, Sir Dwarf, I have to be careful. We get a lot of ne'er-do-wells that want to come aboard and rob our illustrious guests. I do apologize, but you understand.
Oh, I do. I would like to pull out one of the gems and hand it to him. Thank you, sir, for allowing me
No.
your fight ship.
I cannot take this, please. Save it for the tables.
I give him a slight bow. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you.
All right. So you are led upon the ship. After a bit of time, you got a couple of minutes to kind of walk around and look around while things are going, and while the rest of the guests and stuff are getting on the ship, the boat. You guys doing anything, or you're just kind of waiting?
Milling about like the rest, trying not to be conspicuous.
Okay. Easy enough. So after it, pretty much as the rest of them, you see a couple of people actually get turned away by the captain on the ship, looking like they're trying to get on and being turned away. Some folks wearing kind of rattier clothing. As you kind of walk around, you're able to... Nothing's really kind of kicked off yet. But you can see, as you kind of walk around, you come across the dining room area, which seems to have a staircase. And the actual casino floor as well. a lot of the dealers and things haven't taken their places at the table yet, but you can see them all dressed up in their finery, all pretty much uniform and looking the same across the board. The smaller room, as you kind of get near it, you're kind of shooed away, as that is the kitchen, and there is no real need for you to be there. Food will be being served momentarily. You can kind of hear the sounds of, normal kitchen noises with, yelling, and whatnot. So you do catch a glimpse of a stove in the wall, but generally speaking, yeah, this is just a standard kitchen and you're not really allowed in. So as you also kind of go upstairs to the upper floor, you kind of get a look of, whoops, I didn't want to do that. Oh well. Anyway, there seems to be some cabins and things up here, but they're all currently locked, and it says employees only upstairs. As you kind of go up there, and so you're quickly kind of escorted back down and not able to really explore too much in there. That's why I messed up. Anyway, and that's all you're kind of... Downstairs is the rowing area. You can kind of hear the noises down there of people milling about and getting ready, and you can hear the grunts of them as you actually finally leave the dock and go out into the river. So after the... Now you have... It's an hour for that polymorph, correct?
More than likely.
I believe it is. So, this whole thing takes a good 45 minutes before you're finally kind of out and about. But now finally you're out to, well, I won't say sea, but
And how long does Wild Shape last?
I don't 100% know, actually. Wild Shape he can just do. But as time kind of goes on, let's do this. As you finally get out to sea, there's literally just people everywhere. The place kind of starts to jump alive with just nobles gambling, workers running from table to table, serving drinks, wine, ales, things like that. And the gambling kind of starts to get underway. There's a lot of... Essentially, everyone's a table game. In the middle of the main casino area is a large golden goose. Well, it's a large goose that is painted gold. It's not gold itself.
That's what's on my coin. Our coin.
Oh. Excellent.
Is it like a live goose that they just painted?
No, it's made of wood.
Okay. Just had to make sure.
Yeah, so the upstairs area, you can hear music playing up there. Just a small dance hall just off that area, and like I said, there's people everywhere.
Question about detail. Are we able to cast polymorph again reasonably if we found a quiet corner? Or
Quiet corners are extremely not easily going to happen, essentially. Yeah.
They can both swim.
It's true. So, what do you guys want to do about that then? Because
all right, let's find you guys.
Well, my plan was to have whoever I'm on go into the shitter and just like hop off and go back to normal form. And I forgot that polymorph only lasts an hour, and you know,
right? Okay.
Real things take time, unlike battles.
True. So here's how I say it. We can drop you off at the Deucer, call that good. I think we'll be all right with that melding. But what I worry about is our bugbear.
Whoa.
So actually, what I'm thinking is I want to hit that stairwell kind of by the that's kind of leading downward. I don't want to go all the way downstairs, but I kind of want to hang out near the stairwell and let polymorph pop there. Maybe we have polymorph wear off and have Gregic head downstairs, or at least hang out by the workers. I just don't know what to do about our bugbear friend at this point.
Right. So,
what do you want to do, Greg? We could talk in spider.
We can always just throw you guys off the edge. You breathe underwater, right? You can hold on to the boat.
Hey, I could do that.
We can have you drug behind.
Well, you guys are spiders. You'll stay in spider form for
15 more minutes.
Oh, he's a spider. Polymorph is going to wear off on him. I'm good for a while.
Oh, okay.
And
I mean, I can breathe underwater. You can always just throw me overboard and tie me to a rail and hope for the best.
I think that's our best option for now. Before I go into the gambling, I kind of make my way to the ship and wait for there to be nobody around. And
yeah, there's not
on you, right?
I just put Gregic on the ledge. Just, I don't know what else to do with you, buddy. Figure it out, please. I don't like.
I thought they were both hitching a ride with Amandrea.
Oh,
they are with me.
Yeah,
my bad. I didn't know who was going
Whatever,
with him.
you could always find a janitor's closet and throw me in there, and I can hide.
So as
play a mop perfectly.
As I say, you put a stick on me and I'll look like a mop. Lay down on the ground.
So Amandrea, so
we'll just borrow a lampshade and put it on him.
as you sit in the main area, you kind of notice an individual that kind of comes walking in and starts greeting a lot of the guests that are sitting at all the various tables. It looks pull this up. As he kind of walks around, he's dressed very well. And the weirdest thing about him is that he has an octopus kind of hanging off of his shoulder. Just kind of, he's taking it around with him like it's his little pet. And as he kind of moves around the table, he greets a lot of the folks that he knows. And some of them seem to be like a little more known than others, as he kind of hands them kind of his own coins, his own golden geese from his own pouch out to some of these folks that he knows personally. You do notice that in another portion of the casino, there seems to be someone who's there specifically to exchange money for the golden geese. And she kind of walks around and is keeping an eye on everybody, and she's basically exchanging gold coin for golden geese.
Can I grab her attention as she passes by? Can I trade 2 of these gems that 2 of these hard gold piece gems that I have for some of your coins, ma'am?
What are you talking about? What are you showing her?
Oh, let me pull up my inventory. Gemstones. 100 gold piece gemstones. I have 8 of them. I'm hoping to trade in 2 of them for gambling currency.
Okay, she takes a look at them, at each one, and kind of scrutinizes it a little bit, and he's like, very well. She takes your 2 gems and drops it into her bag, and then reaches in there and pulls out and counts in her hand, and then hands you 200 chips.
Excellent. And we are technically in the gambling hall, you said?
Yeah, this area that you're in right now is the casino.
Excellent.
Like I said, it's loud. There's workers running around putting things out, and doing all the stuff.
So is Lord Drylung actually sitting at a table?
I'm sorry?
Is Lord Drylung the guy with the squid?
No, he's kind of making his rounds, speaking to a lot of the people. After about 5 minutes, he kind of walks over, speaks with Pow, and then walks upstairs.
For the time being, to blend in, I'm gonna start gambling. Figure that's probably the idea to do. I actually hand over 100 of the gold piece. 100 of the tokens over to Amastrea. Maybe you should do a little bit of gambling too.
So she gave us more of the gold goose coins?
Yeah. 200. He gave her 200 gold worth of gems, and she gave you 200 of those tokens.
Okay.
And you notice, Amandrea, that she seems to have she's been seemingly watching you. Both you and the dwarf. Also, there's about 10 minutes left on that spell, by the way. You know it's getting close.
Okay. I'm gonna go outside real quick, just so that I'm not in there when he unpolymorphs.
I'm gonna make a series of large bets as she wanders off.
Okay.
Just trying to spend some money and not be. Yeah, I'm here gambling like I said I was gonna be doing, kind of thing. Watch me all you want, please.
Because I definitely don't want him unpolymorphing inside a crowded casino.
Right, like just kind of shoo them away a little bit, kind of off your person.
All right. So, are you just gonna wait back there until it happens?
Yeah, I don't know what else to do. I can't. I mean, I could jump overboard, but I don't really.
I'm just making sure. I want to make sure that we're all on the same page here. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just.
So after some time, the 3 of them pop up on the back. Luckily, everyone seems to be very occupied with what's going on.
I would not pop up.
Oh, that's right. You don't. Never mind. You're still a scooter.
He's still a spider. He's still a spider in my sleeve.
That's right. That's right. Because he's not polymorphed. So you guys kind of pop out. You're back to your normal form again. And you all have all your weapons and everything.
You guys should maybe go like hide somewhere, just so you know you don't get in trouble.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Should I just... Someone want to tie a rope to me and throw me over the boat?
I'll give you the silver berry that I have from when I was sneaking around. I don't remember how long that lasts for.
1 hour.
But
For an hour?
that's what I was thinking.
Give him like 3 or 4 of them, methinks.
Well, I only have one.
Oh, never mind. I'm sorry.
But he could try and find some place to hide and then... Or he could use it and then try and find a place to hide. Worst case scenario, just swim back and meet us at the dock.
Meet you at the dock. Oh, man.
So as you guys are kind of standing there, a very inebriated dude kind of comes around the corner and kind of swaying with the ship as it kind of slowly gets rowed out into the river. And he kind of doesn't really seem to notice you as he kind of just whips it out and just pees over the edge of the boat.
I give Greggick the berry. Tell him to take it.
I'm just going to eat the
Right
berry
now.
then.
What was that?
Eat the berry.
Okay.
I eat the berry.
Gotcha.
As soon as he eats the berry, I walk over next to the dude, whip it out, and just pee next to him.
He kind of looks over at you and says, "This place is great."
I agree. Great place to pee.
No.
Nice view.
Oh, such a bore. And he kind of just puts it back in and then heads back into the hall.
He calls me the bore.
That's right. You are currently invisible. Let me make sure I give you that. What's the spell at? There we go. Yeah, so what y'all doing?
I'm gonna check out the
I'm just going to
golden-
follow him while being invisible.
I'm gonna check out the golden goose.
Okay.
I'm gonna continue to spend money and gamble.
What I would need
content.
you to do is I need you to give me 2 deception checks and 2 insight checks.
Who?
Me?
No, Morgan, while you're gambling.
Okay, so you want a deception and what else?
2 deception, 2 insight.
Deception. Oh, look at those insights. Hooray for +5. Woo!
All right. So for a little while, you don't do terribly bad. Your bluffing game, you were called on one of your bluffs, but essentially you were able to read the table fairly well, and you were able to win about 100 golden geese. While now that's going on, what are the rest of you doing?
I'm checking out the golden goose.
So the golden goose itself is literally just a wooden carving with some gold paint on it.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna sit down and do some gambling then, I guess, and
Okay.
see if I can strike up some kind of conversation and see if I can learn anything.
All right, easy enough.
And I'm gonna do it at the table next to that How Ming.
She's walking around the whole time.
Oh, okay.
So she's not staying in one spot. She's constantly moving around.
Oh, okay.
Squid dude.
Well, I'm hoping Squid Dude will come by so I can talk to him. I don't know where he went. He went downstairs.
He went upstairs.
Oh, he went upstairs. And what's upstairs? That's where everybody lives, right? And we're not.
Well,
allowed to go up there?
so in one spot, you were kind of shooed when you went in through the So the back area is a dance hall, but when you tried to go through the curtains, you were kind of shooed away, and the front area is actually the bridge.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna wander upstairs then and see if he went up into the dance hall.
All right, so you make your way upstairs into the dance hall, and there's, again, a couple of waiters walking around giving drinks to everyone, and serving drinks all over the place, and people kind of dancing around to the band that's playing in there. But you do not see... No, you do not see him.
Okay. I'm gonna go back downstairs then.
I'm gonna go get my groove on. Dance up a bit.
Thank you for spread the eye to your people.
All right, so you're upstairs. Morgan's still gambling. You're performing. So you're doing a performance dance, is what you're saying.
Something like that. Just dancing my little tiefling heart.
Okay. No worries. All right. So Skamos is dancing. What is the invisible bugbear doing?
I'm just gonna follow Amadrea around while being invisible.
I'm sorry, say that again?
I'm just gonna kind of follow Amadrea around.
All right, so Amadrea is just sitting in there gambling.
Oh, I don't want to follow her anymore. I'm gonna go follow the dancing tiefling.
Okay. So you make your way upstairs, and he's basically running around dancing.
I'm also gonna kind of listen to hear if I hear anyone talking about, anything that would have,
give us a clue about the king or what happened to him, or
Power of invisibility. You can go.
yeah, you go see if you can find out what Lord Dryland's doing.
I want to go see where I want to go look for where they keep all their money.
Oh.
Okay.
I like what it
You
says.
can go behind curtains that we can't.
Go steal all the food out of the kitchen.
That was his name, right?
Feed me.
Go inspect this place and see if you can't find clues for the real reason why we're here.
All right.
Which is finding out what happened to King Hecator.
I'm gonna go behind.
Hecaton, yeah.
I'm gonna go find that place and look for clues. Hecaton.
All right, so you head upstairs. Go ahead and you're going. Where? How you going behind the curtain? You're going up here on this side, correct?
Right.
Okay. Yep. So go ahead and give me a stealth check.
Ooh, now you're talking.
Give me a stealth check. All right, yes. +7. That's an 11. All right, so you're basically able to use it. You don't have to worry about being too quiet because it's pretty noisy and everyone's kind of milling about. The only thing that you have to kind of watch out for is to not bump into anybody as you kind of slip through the crowd. And you're able to stay nimble enough to move throughout the milling of people and stuff like that. And you make your way up to... and you try to do a backflip, Skamos, and you totally mess it up.
Hey, that's exactly what I was going for. Messing up part, but...
And you totally mess it up, and you fall prone to the ground. And everyone kind of looks at you like, how much have you had to drink? While everyone is paying attention, now everyone's kind of looking... everybody is looking at Skamos right now. And yeah.
Hi. I would like to keep looking around, I guess.
Are you going down the
I
hallway?
always like to crop dust. I want to crop dust everyone while I'm going down the hallway.
You do what you gotta do. Yeah, so you move down the hallway. Everyone's paying attention so they don't see the curtain slide to the side and slide back as you move through the curtain. There's 3 doors that you can see.
I'll go in this first door here and look around.
All right, so as this door opens up, you can see Lord Dryland kind of sitting at his desk. In a tank in the middle of the room, you can see the octopus that he had on his shoulder kind of hanging out in a tank in the middle of the room. He is sitting at his desk, and he kind of turns around as the door opens because it creaks as it opens up. But he doesn't see anything there. And as you're kind of looking in the room itself, what you can collect, there's purple curtains, like velvet curtains. You can smell, there's candles that are lit that are all fragranced. And they're in some really like elaborate but ugly candelabras. This is kind of a guy who, a lot of this stuff looks like what a poor person would think rich stuff looks like, essentially.
Inconceivable!
This is a guy who has money but doesn't know what to really do with it. He doesn't really have style. So a lot of this is just really kind of gaudy, gross looking stuff. So in the tank itself, where the octopus is, there is a chunk of coral that the octopus is just kind of sitting on. Also, what you can see in here is that over in the corner of the wall, there is a hammock hanging up, and there's also a wooden chest in here as well, over in the corner. There's also a writing desk in the one corner that he is sitting at, and there is, over on another sheet, there's a small wine decanter and goblet that are made of silver, it looks like. So he kind of looks at the open door and kind of stands up and makes his way over to the door where you are. As he kind of walks up, he kind of opens the door all the way and sticks his head out of the door and looks both ways down the hallway. Are you going to try to move out of his way? Because it looks like his head's going to bump right into your chest.
As he starts approaching the door, I'll step up here a little bit.
All right. Just kind of backing away from the door a little bit. Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead and give me a stealth check, please.
Oh, I won't roll bad this time. Don't worry. Oh, I didn't take it. Well.
All right. Yeah, so he sticks his head and looks around. He kind of plays with the latch a little bit, trying to figure out how it kind of came undone. And he just kind of says, I was like, I must have not closed it all the way. And he closes it and it clicks back into place.
Is there anyone in the hallway with me right now?
No. Other than the music that you can hear down to the south, to the north you can hear some people talking. Mostly kind of giving, it seems like they're kind of giving directions, but nothing out of the ordinary.
I'm gonna go into this next room.
All right, so in this room there is, oops, I forgot to move these guys. As the door opens up, you can see a few of the deckhands asleep on the hammocks.
They're all asleep?
Yeah.
I'm looking through my inventory right now.
Okay.
Still have one, I believe. I can. The tinder boxes are what you use to create a fire, right?
That is correct.
Oh man, I shouldn't be invisible. I have too many dubious ideas.
Do it. You have my support and blessings.
I'm trying to think of a way to make a distraction so I can search this rich dude's room. There's nobody in this hallway, right?
No. Not right now. I mean, all you can kind of hear again is the music to the south. To the south, to behind you, where and then you can kind of through the floor, you can hear the noises of people talking. You can kind of hear a little bit of shouting directly below where you are.
I'm gonna use my last flask of oil
Okay.
I have. Go up here and dump it on the.
We're all gonna die in a boat fire.
Dump it up. Dump it on the curtain and the floor right here.
Okay. Yeah, so you can kind of douse the bottom part of the curtain and some of the floor there.
Then I'm gonna light it with my tinderbox.
All right. So after a couple of quick starts with your flint and steel, you hear someone say on the other side of the curtain, "Did anyone else hear that?" And someone kind of walks up and they kind of push the curtain to the side and they look down the hallway. And you can kind of see inside here the captain and some of the deckhands being right at the wheel. You have one guy on the wheel, the captain kind of standing behind and on side of him, checking back, basically looking ahead on where they're going. And he kind of pushes it to the side and kind of looks down the hallway and no, there's nothing down here, and lets it go. Go ahead, and then finally, after it lets go, are you going to try one more time?
Look here, stealth check. You've been pretty low so far.
Try it again. Try it again. Set it on fire.
Do it.
I'll try it again. I'll try it again.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a stealth check.
Oh no!
Excellent. All right. So,
everybody roll initiative.
With your last little flick, the oil finally catches, and very, very quickly, the thick oil on the curtain kind of erupts and starts to burn very, very quickly up the curtain. Also setting the floor on fire as well.
Good job. High five.
And suddenly you hear it's like, do you smell smoke? And they turn around, it's like, what? How did the curtain catch on fire? And you start to hear some scrambling happening on the other side. You hear the captain's voice scream, get a bucket brigade going before this whole ship burns to the ground, which doesn't make sense because they're on water, but we're gonna ignore that. All right, so they're kind of like trying to put it out and having some issues doing it. The commotion is enough to bring Dryland out of his room, and he kind of steps out to the hallway and looks up and sees it on fire, and then immediately runs back into his room. A couple of seconds later, he has that silver goblet that he had that you saw sitting on the table before, and he is running down the hallway towards you.
So is this like live music?
Yes.
Can I or I'm assuming we can kind of
You're starting
figure out
to you are
something's
starting to hear some commotion happening somewhere around, through that curtain somewhere.
Can I like peer through the curtain and kind of see what's going on?
As you kind of look over, yeah, you can walk over there. You walk over there, you take a look through.
Such a popular guy.
And you can see essentially the dude walking down, running down with a silver goblet, and while he's walking, you can see water kind of splashing out of it as he's kind of running down the hallway. And on the far end of the hallway, you can see a curtain that is on fire.
I'm going to ask one of the performers that I know how to play that instrument if I can borrow it for a second. There's a fire and I have a way to put it out, but I need music.
He kind of looks at you kind of funny, like
I'm a bard. Trust me.
And kind of just hands over his lute towards you. The music instantly sounds weird because now it's just a flute playing. It was a lute and flute duo, and now it's just a flute, and you now have the lute.
They're playing, the band is starting to play Nearer to God Thee. It's the Titanic.
I know. I was like, I was just leaving it alone. I was just like, I'm not gonna. Y'all are gonna burn this ship down.
One of our favorite hobbies,
walking
clearly.
Towards me, I would like to kind of sidestep him and get around him if I can.
All right, give me another stealth check, please.
All right, look here. 4th time's the charm.
You got this. You got this. No whammies. No whammies.
All right, so you're able to kind of squish yourself up against the wall, and he blows right by you, and then splashes the water onto the curtain. It doesn't seem to do much because you used oil, so all it kind of does is kind of splatter a little bit and get a little bit brighter. His eyes kind of get wide, and he turns around and starts to run back down the hallway towards his
run
room.
in front of him and head into his room while he's doing that.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and move into his room.
I'm gonna yell at him, or for him to get down, and then I'm going to play a little song and cast Frostbite on the curtain.
Okay. So you play your instrument. What is the range of that? It's more than
60 feet.
Oh yeah, definitely. So you're essentially freezing the curtain. Is that what you're telling me?
That's what I'm trying to do. Whether or not it works is a completely different story.
All right. So, oh, that's one of your new cantrips, isn't it? Yep. Yeah. So my numbing frost forms. It says one creature, but I'm going to let you go ahead and freeze this curtain. So essentially, crystals kind of form instantly on the curtain and kind of freeze it almost all the way down, except where the flames are the hottest, right there on the oil. But as the heat from the fire continues to kind of burn, the ice kind of starts to melt down the edge as well. So the curtain itself is now kind of soaking wet except for the bottom portion of it. And after a little bit of time, well, actually while that's happening, guy comes back in here, Gregic, and he dunks his cup into the tank again. where the octopus is, and it runs back out. So as he kind of runs back in, he throws a little more water on it. While he's up there, what are you doing, Greg?
I'm gonna shut his door and lock it.
There's no real lock on this door.
Just lean against it. Lean against it.
Well, I mean, there's a lock on the door, but it requires a key, which you don't have, so you can't lock it.
I'm gonna shut his door and kind of start searching the room.
All right. What are you looking? What are you looking for exactly? Where in what direction, and so on and so forth?
I'll look at the desk he was sitting at right off the bat.
Okay.
And look for like anything that would implicate like him doing anything, like him hiring people or anything like that for.
All right. So
anything to do with.
Gotcha. Yeah, so looking on the desk, pretty much instantly you're seeing a lot of ledger papers, various things like how much food costs. Essentially, he's tallying up numbers on what the take is for various nights and things like that. Nothing in particular on top of the desk that you can see outside of just regular business-like paperwork.
Have drawers and stuff on it too?
Yes, there are some drawers on it.
I check in there.
All right, you open up the drawers, and as you're kind of looking in there, give me an investigation check real quick.
All right.
Oh,
okay.
Very nice.
Yeah. So as you kind of search through the drawers that are in there, you do find a small bag, and inside that small bag, there's a couple of gems, but outside of that, it's really just a lot of paperwork and stuff. And just about that time, guy comes in again. Give me a stealth check. All right.
Ooh.
So he comes in and somehow just doesn't seem to notice that those drawers were open. Probably more concerned about the fire that's still kind of going outside. Dunks his cup in and leaves again. Now, Skamos, what you're seeing is this guy kind of keeps running up. The fire is pretty much under control. It doesn't seem like it's getting any bigger. And apparently this guy, dousing the boat with water, salt water, seems to be doing the trick. With your help, apparently. So what are you doing, Gregic?
What else was in this room again? The aquarium or whatever.
Yeah, the aquarium is in there. There's a chest in there, and a desk which had a silver decanter and a silver goblet, but right now the goblet is not there.
And the desk can be opened, right? Like
you already opened the desk.
I'd like to check the chest then.
All right, you make your way over to the chest on the other side. It's not locked. Go ahead and give me an investigation check.
I wonder if I'll get lucky twice.
I dare say you're proof
All right.
that lightning does strike the same thing.
So there's you find a couple of bags in the very bottom of the chest.
I like to look at them, look into them.
All right. Right about that time, you start to hear the door kind of pop open again. Give me another investigation check, or sorry, stealth.
Oh my goodness! Oh yeah, there it is.
So as he comes in, he kind of goes to dip the water and looks over and notices that the drawers are open on his desk, and then looks over and notices that the chest is open as well. And he stops and says, "Who has been in my room?" He walks over to his desk first. And you're actually up here by the chest. He walks over to the desk first and kind of looks at everything, looks around and seems to be kind of seeing if there's anything missing. And as he's looking, he doesn't really notice. He doesn't seem to be noticing anything missing on the desk. So he pushes his drawers in, which sounds terrible, and then starts making his way over to the chest. What are you doing, by the way, Skamos? It looks like the fire's pretty much under control. And you just heard him say, who's been in my room?
I'll cast Frostbite on the curtain one more time, and then I'll just hope he saw me and try and give me some praise or something later, and I'll give the loot back.
Okay. Yeah,
and
so
of
with
course,
that,
continue dancing.
with the second casting of Frostbite, you definitely put the fire completely out, and it looks like it's, with the water that's been splattered everywhere, it's pretty much been put under control. And so he's moving towards the chest. He's getting closer to you, Gregic.
Yeah, I'll move out of the way of him.
All right, go ahead and give me a stealth check.
All right,
as you move away.
Check.
All right. So he doesn't seem to notice you kind of move away as he moves up and looks in the chest itself again. He kind of moves some stuff around looking. And notices that nothing has been taken out of it. It's like, this... Could have swore this was closed, but... Nobody was in here. I don't think that... Wait. And he kind of heads out of the door again. And moves down. So, Skamos, you see him kind of come through the curtain, and he looks at you. Were you in my room?
I try and do a sick dance move, and then say, no, I was just helping you put out that fire. You would have seen me if I went into your room. You were running. What could I have done?
So he kind of looks at you, and you're right. I'm sorry. Things have been stressful.
It's okay. I understand. Fires are always stressful.
Oh, it's not just that, but that's neither here nor there. I will say that you're new, aren't you? I've not seen you here before.
I am. This is my maiden voyage.
I see. I tell you what. Wait right there. So while they're having this conversation, what are you doing, Greggy?
How much time do I have left of invisibility?
It's only been a couple of minutes. Maybe 10 at most. So you still got like 15 minutes left.
Is there anything under like the hammock?
No, the hammock is just, it's free hanging there.
Does that coral, that really nice coral you said is in the tank, is there anything fishy about it?
I mean, other than the fact that, there's an octopus in there.
Right.
Other than the octopus. So the octopus itself, the tank itself, again, other than it's just got a pink some coral and it's just kind of hanging out in the water, kind of doing its own thing. Now there is a shelf underneath the chest, or underneath the tank, and on it is a chest that you didn't notice before.
Look at that.
You can
try it. I'm sure he's gonna come back in any moment. But let's try it again.
Okay. Give me 1 second here. I gotta do this. What the heck? Why is this not... I don't know where it happened. So what are you doing? Just... What are you opening it?
I'm gonna open the chest.
Okay. So as you kind of pull open the chest, you get a feeling of something pricking your finger. And a quick kind of 3-inch needle basically kind of comes out of the chest and stabs into your hand. So what I need you to do
Let's do it.
is what I need you to go ahead and do. Give me you take 1 point of piercing damage and there we go. And 14 points of poison damage.
Okay. Take 15 points of damage.
Yeah. And make a con saving throw.
Constitution save.
No whammies, no whammies, no whammies.
All right. With that, you kind of shake off further effects from the poison. But yeah, the needle basically shot right out of the front of the chest and hit you right in the chest. From that chest to your chest, essentially, as you kind of opened it up. Now, as you get that chest open, the hold on, there we go. Sorry, I got a million things open right now, and I'm trying to find the right freaking page here. Yep. All right. So, as you open it up, and you get hit with that chest, and there's actually nothing in it.
Nothing in it.
Yep.
I just took 15 points of damage and there's nothing in it.
Does that affect his invisibility at all?
No.
Good.
He didn't do anything. He didn't attack. He didn't cast a spell.
Good, good.
He just opened a door. So...
And there's two on the shelf, or is it just that chest?
It's just that chest that's on the shelf underneath the aquarium.
Can I look at the chest a little more to see if there's like a hidden compartment or something?
All right. Yeah, give me an investigation check. And also, while you're getting there, you do notice that it looks like there is a hole in the coral. About big enough that you could reach your hand into. But go ahead and give me...
viscous material? Reach in if it's viscous.
Yeah, you don't notice any kind of false bottoms or anything in that chest. It looks like it's just was a wooden box with a trap on it.
Oh, I guess I'd like to reach my hand in that coral then and hope for the best. Octopus, I'm telling you right now.
Okay.
Be nice.
He's gonna come back and there's gonna be blood smeared everywhere.
So as you kind of reach in, as soon as your hand kind of goes anywhere near the coral, it reaches out with its tentacle and tries to grab a hold of you. And easily grabs a hold of your arm, causing you 1 point of damage.
Get killed by an octopus.
Yeah, and it completely is wrapped around your arm. Wait, no. Hold on.
That's gonna hurt to get off.
Let me do one thing real quick.
Salt in my...
Never mind, no he doesn't. Never mind, no he doesn't. I realize that you're invisible, and he doesn't see it. So you reach your hand in, and as you put it through the hole...
Giggity.
There seems to be a small chest.
Oh, I'll take that small chest.
All right. So as you pull that small chest out of the water, it kind of just the octopus kind of looks at it, interested in how it's just kind of floating up on its own, essentially. And while that's happening, but please, let me not interrupt you anymore, my dear sir. What is your name? He says to you, Skamos.
My name's Skamos.
Ah, Sir Skamos. Please, follow me down to my private quarters. I wish to reward you for assisting us in our time of need.
Like where this is going.
So he kind of moves down the hallway. He's like, please wait outside, and he walks through the door. The door opens up behind you, Grigik, and Lord Dryland comes in again. He walks over to the table where there's a few of those coins, and he kind of reaches in and kind of scrapes them off the table into his hand and brings it back out. And Skamos, he gives you a handful of these wooden tokens, essentially. There are 12 of them that he kind of just dumps into your hand.
Is there enough room where I can slip out at this time?
You can try. Give me a stealth check.
I'm trying to slip out. Oh boy.
You got this, buddy. You got this. No whammies, no whammies. Ooh.
All right. With the 16, you were able to kind of both maneuver yourself where you don't move the door and you kind of avoid him, and you're able to move up towards the crew's quarters and kind of out of his way completely in the hallway. And after he's like, well, thank you again, and please enjoy the rest of your night.
You too. Enjoy your time with your octopus. I always wish I had a little shoulder octopus too.
Yes.
I love animals.
He's a good boy. He's kept me company for many years. But
Glad
if you'll
to
excuse
hear it.
me, I have business to attend to.
All right. Have a good night. Hopefully I'll see you later.
You as well. And he goes back in his room and the door closes.
Guess I'll go and gamble the tokens he gave me.
All right. So you guys are still gambling. For those still gambling, I need 2 deception and 2 perception checks.
Whoopsie. Not that one. Deception, and you said persuasion, right?
Perception.
Perception, darn it.
All right. So, Morgren, you have a little bit of bad luck this time around and actually kind of lose some of your tokens. So you're back to the original 100 that you had. Amandrea, though, has done a little bit better and now has 150.
Nice.
All right, you guys are still up there, down there, gambling. What are you doing, Greg?
So what's Huss doing right now?
He's still a spider in my sleeve.
Yeah,
A spider in the sleeve.
that's
He's
all
telling
he's been
me-
doing.
He's telling me, double down, double down.
I won't come over and gamble at the table I'm Estrella's gambling at.
Go all in! Go all in!
Oh man.
Guess I'm gonna try and sneak outside again, like where we were when I ate the berry.
Okay. Yep.
In here, right? Or where was that? I don't remember where that was. Where were we outside at?
Down. Yeah, you can go downstairs.
Right here, Nick,
Yep.
here.
Right over there.
I'll go over there and I'm gonna open that chest.
All right. So as you kind of open it up, inside the chest is it's a small key.
Why you give Alan toast?
Hmm.
Oh, host.
Oh dang.
Maybe that was the key to the chest that poisoned you. I don't know.
The flask. I guess I'll just for now. Secret compartments in that chest.
Yeah, you don't notice anything.
I'll the key in my bag and I'm going to walk back over to where I just was, I guess. Back into this main hallway where I've been kind of being mischievous.
Yep, gotcha.
So is Pow still running around the casino up here?
Do what? Who?
Pow?
Yeah, Pow
Pow.
never leaves the casino area.
I'm gonna go and see if I can strike up a conversation with her about the origin of these gold coins and see what I can find out about them.
Okay. What exactly are you asking?
I'm just gonna say that, a friend of mine gave me one, and I was just curious on what the origin was behind the gold coins. And
She kind of looks at you, she's like, well, newcomer, these are the golden geese, named for the golden geese, as you can see here. It is the symbol of the ship.
so is the only place to get these would be on this ship?
Yes.
You can't find them in any city anywhere. They're strictly.
Oh, I'm sure there's probably someone somewhere who tried to forge them, but they would never get on the ship.
And is it something that the captain created of the ship, or?
Lord
I'm just
Dryland,
curious.
these are designed by Lord Dryland himself. He was the fine gentleman you saw earlier with the octopus.
So if someone had one of these coins in their possession, that would mean at some point in time they've spent time on this barge.
Oh, most assuredly. Why so many questions?
I was just curious where, I like to adventure and I hear stories, and I got this coin and I was just curious on, what the origin of them and
Indeed.
how people come about getting them.
Indeed. Well, I see you still have a stack yourself, so
Yes, I've not been doing too bad at the tables.
that is excellent to hear. I'm very glad of it.
So I'm guessing that before you leave the ship, you're supposed to be turning these back in for gold again, and that these always remain on the ship.
That is correct. Cash out happens. We give you your hard-earned money for your golden geese as you depart in the morning.
Very nice. It's a very nice ship.
It is indeed.
Have you spent a lot of time on this ship?
I work here every day. I'm the only one that Lord Dryland trusts.
Well, it's important to have someone that you can trust.
That's true.
I will let you get back to your business.
Thank you. And she continues to kind of mill around. You can kind of feel kind of heat at the back of your head as you kind of walk away. She's definitely
eyeball at me.
Yeah.
It's like, what is she up to? All right. Gonna go back to gambling.
All right. So you're back to gambling. Now, as you guys have been sitting there, the conversations that you're mostly hearing, it sounds like a lot of local politics type crap. You know, who is diddling whose wife, you know, like the same the same kind of like idle chatter between the affluent. Nothing of interest that kind of sparks up from any of these patrons down here that you've this entire time. You've all been down here for a good 30 minutes, 40 minutes. And nothing's really come of it. And while that's going on, Gregik, what are you doing upstairs?
Well, since I stole that chest, slip into the crew quarters where these guys are sleeping.
Uh-huh.
Chest underneath one of their hammocks.
Okay. Yep, you just leave the key right there. Yep. No worries.
No, I'll keep the key.
You're keeping the key. You're putting the chest.
Yeah.
I gotcha. Okay, cool.
Let them get in trouble for trying to steal it.
Exactly. Top one, did I? I don't know. What is this area right here? This one gambling's happening that I can't see into.
What are you talking about? Sorry.
On the left boat above, like
the kitchen.
That's the kitchen area that nobody, you kind of shoot away from going into.
And so the side I'm on is the top floor then?
Yeah, you're on the top floor. You're on the top deck.
I guess I might as well check this room right here then.
All right, there's a few more folks also sleeping in here.
That stairwell, that's where the captain is.
Yep.
Did it look like it went up or down?
It goes down.
Do the stairs at the front and the back of the boat go down below deck?
No.
Guess I'm gonna try and go back into this fella's room and see if there's anything else I can look at.
All right. Yeah. Are you just gonna open the door again?
I mean, cause another distraction. How much more time do you think I have?
You got probably 30 minutes left.
Let's look at this crazy collection of stuff I have and if I can't find anything to make a distraction.
Passed out people don't need to be distracted. Just saying.
Well, these guys aren't passed out, and I mean, those guys are just crew up there. I don't think they're gonna have anything.
Well, just choke them out. That's my whole point. Choke them out.
I'm gonna wander over to this other side of the gambling hall.
Okay.
See, the problem is if
so
I
that's
do that,
the dining
I lose my
room.
Invisibility.
Oh, that's the dining room.
Yeah, that's the dining room. So people are getting, eating and drinking in there. Waiters moving
that's
about.
the place for me then.
There you go. All right. Gonna get you some drinks.
I'm gonna go ahead and just open the door.
All right. Door opens again, and he again looks up from his desk. He's like, "This can't be coincidence. He pulls out his rapier from its scabbard and makes his way towards the door. Kind of swinging it in front of him as he goes. It's like, I know somebody's in here.
I'm gonna back away and go back by this curtain.
No.
So he kind of moves up and swings it out the door. Give me a stealth check.
Oh boy. Before this little mission, I was feeling pretty good about my stealth.
All right. So he kind of swings it through the hallway, just and doesn't make contact with anything, and he just, I very well might be losing my mind. And he starts to head northward. He kind of heads up the hallway, sticks his head into the Captain Storm. He kind of yells through the curtain. Have you sent anyone down to my room? No, Lord Dryland. Was someone there? When we get back to dock, have someone take a look at my door latch. It seems to keep disconnecting, and it's getting rather distracting. Aye, will do. While that conversation, are you slipping in, or are you just standing there at the end of the hallway?
Yeah, I'm slipping back in.
Okay.
I'm slipping back in.
Yeah, so he kind of, you see, he walks back down, comes through the door. He closes it, and as he closes the door behind him, he kind of pulls on it without turning the latch, trying to get it to come loose, and it's just not. And he's just like, ugh. And he heads back over to his desk.
He's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Does he have like a drink or anything in here?
The decanter.
Where was that at again?
On
That's right
the,
next to him, right?
There's a small desk, yes.
What would be the chances of me stealthily doing a paralysis potion in that?
I mean, you could try to do it, but I don't know how quietly you can pour liquid into another liquid.
Oh. See, this is why I need Huss to tell me, just go for it. Just knock him out.
Either he gets poisoned, or you choke him out, or you just punch him in the face. Just choke him out. You already have stealth. If you find something in that room, we can yeet off this boat quickly. I'll swim. I don't care. I don't have armor on. So, smash and grab?
I just don't think I would hit him hard enough to be able to do that.
Choke him out then?
You are the only one with your gear.
Man makes a point. Just
what do you say?
You're the only one with your gear on. Attack him. You have your halberd. Just take his head.
I thought my spider friend had fallen asleep.
We just don't know if he's bad or not, really, though, do we?
Does it matter? You're chaotic neutral.
That's true.
Just wait for him to open up
If
his
you
mouth
attack,
and just pour it in his
you
mouth.
also lose invisibility.
Right.
Trust us. If we hear a commotion and a bugbear like running down a boat, I'm sure the rest of us are going to catch on to the idea pretty quickly that, well, some shit happened and bugbear just jumped off the boat.
Well, let me just also remind you, if this guy knows anything and you kill him, you're not going to learn anything.
Right.
True.
We need to talk to him.
If I
interrogate him.
So the door's locked.
Just drop the invisibility, come up to him and just scare him.
Like, could I try and force the paralysis poison straight into his mouth?
You could.
Ooh.
If you want to.
Bonus on that too?
What's that?
Where I get a stealth bonus on that?
I mean, you could, so you'll be able to do it, and you can catch him by surprise because he doesn't know you're there. But it will be considered an attack. So invisibility will drop.
That's fine. That is totally fine. I mean, we can always take a hostage. Bring him with us.
I got my items. All right. Well, I think I'm going. What kind of a person is he? Like, what race is he?
He's human.
I think I'm gonna try and stealthily. Well, I'm gonna try and force the paralysis poison down his throat.
Is it gonna kill him? No.
It should only cause paralysis.
Okay. So how you doing that?
Well, question.
Why I asked it.
Come behind him with one hand, grab him by the jaw, dog style, just forcing your fingers between to open it, even if he bites you, whatever, and just cheese that potion down his throat, I guess. You'll have your medicine, puppy dog.
I'm just, you know what, forget it. I'm just gonna walk up, pull my halberd out, and smack him stealthily.
So you're literally gonna hit him with your.
I don't want the intent to kill. I want to knock him out.
You're gonna try to knock him out. Got it. Okay. Yeah. So he doesn't know you're there. You will get advantage on the attack roll. Go ahead and do it.
For that, I click just
the ADV button.
Yep.
ADV and
yep.
Am I still gonna roll the dice on him?
Yes, that is correct.
Somebody in my neighborhood is lighting off fireworks.
Maybe.
Seriously?
Do it. Yeah, that 24 definitely hits. It completely takes him by surprise. As you nail him with the flat end of your halberd. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Ooh.
Yeah, so he's not dying, he's unconscious. So you swing your halberd and just with the flat end just smack him right in the freaking forehead, sending him backwards off of his chair and knocking him out cold.
Perfect. But now what?
So you knocked him out. How are we going to get him off the ship?
Question: Did I hear the thud, or is it too noisy where I'm at?
It's too noisy where you're at.
Okay.
He's knocked out. So the next step would be I'm gonna tie him up. That way, just in case.
Okay.
So I have rope.
I'm gonna go figure out where my drinking buddy to.
Whoops, I moved something by accident. Go here. Yeah, she's upstairs dancing, I guess, now. She drank enough.
Oh, dance party. Woo!
I'm getting my groove on.
Got it.
I'll
Stella got her groove back. We've got this is stupid. So you got him tied up. All right. That's easy to do. He's unconscious, so it's easy to tie him up.
Can I kind of like with a gag too?
If you want to.
Gag him?
Yeah. Yeah, right. There's plenty of things in this room for you to be able to easily gag him.
Right. And then while he's unconscious, I would like to finish checking that chest because there's 2 bags in it that I didn't get a chance to look at before he
Yep, no worries. So you open up the chest, and those 2 bags are still in there. One of them has about 9 gems in it. The other one is a small bag of coins. Looks to be about 450 gold pieces in it.
Well, I'll take all of that.
I kind of figured you would. Yeah, so... Oops, that's the wrong thing here. So you get the gemstones. It didn't do what I wanted.
Stone popped up on my...
Yeah, I meant to drop it in your inventory, and I put it on your character sheet. So, you got your gems, and did you add the gold?
I haven't added the gold, no.
Yeah, 400. I got it. There you go. Yeah, 483 GP now.
And then there... Before that, shot me in the chest.
Yeah.
Did it have a key slot on it or anything?
Yes, it did.
Pull that little key out and I open in that chest with it, or put in the key in the lock and see what happens?
Yeah, so you put the key in the lock, and then turn it. You hear a clicking noise.
That it's a good clicking noise, right?
It's just a click. Sounded like it unlocked something.
Well, I'll open it.
So, oddly enough, it seemed like by this chest that you thought was empty before, by actually unlocking it, the top opens in a slightly different manner. And inside there, you find a couple of papers, nothing much of interest, but you also find a gold ring that has the front of it. It's a gold ring where the front of it has multiple tentacles at the top, kind of just spread out, almost as if it's either an octopus or perhaps even a squid mouth.
Alright, well, I'll take the ring.
Okay.
And there was gems in the drawer of the desk he was sitting at too, right?
Yeah, there was 2 gems in there.
Might as well grab those too. Might as well loot this man dry.
Gotcha.
Good man, yeah.
I don't think I'm finding anything in here.
I think this man might have information.
So, with that being said, then, since he may have information,
Okay.
how much do you think this guy weighs?
Are you going to shove him in that trunk that you're carrying around?
I was possibly thinking about it. Would he fit in that trunk?
No, you would not.
You can always just leave the trunk and take him instead, maybe. I don't know.
I mean, did that trunk fit a halberd?
I mean, a halberd's just long. It's not like it's super wide. You know what I mean?
If I scrunched him in there real well?
I mean, possibly, but you might actually hurt him too.
Okay, I don't want to hurt the guy. I already hurt him enough.
So you kind of start hearing some moaning coming from him. Looks like he might be coming too.
Can I walk over and punch him and knock him out again?
If you want.
Grab him, just grab him and yeet out of there, man. I think he's what we came for.
And I'll take the chest off my back.
Okay.
How much did that chest weigh again? I don't remember.
It was like 25, 30 pounds, something like that.
On my weight, then. And I'd like to hoist him up over on my shoulders and.
Okay. Yeah, he weighs about 160.
Okay. Okay, we're still good. We're still good. I like to look out in the hallway with them on my shoulders, just kind of make sure there's, no one around.
Yeah, in that hallway, there's nobody right now.
Nobody. Are these windows right here?
Portholes, yes.
Holes. Take it he's not going to fit through a porthole?
No, and you're not either.
Well,
You start running, I'll push people out your way.
things are starting to get, this is where things are going to get a little dicey.
That's fine. That is fine. Do it.
Stand right here at the foot of the curtain.
You know what?
With
It's
him on-
past 11. Before anything happens, as you step out into the hallway with Lord Dryland slapped across your back, this is where we're going to end it for this week.
Yeah.
Right there.
Good work, yo. Good work. High five.
Y'all, so today you guys went through, you met the Princess Sarissa, you were able to convince her that maybe her sisters aren't that nice, and you found that Amerith is very, very not their friend either. We're given a quest by her to find her father, King Hekaton. The only clue that you had was these chips that Sarissa found next to her mother's dead body. And you found, through some clever deduction, that it belonged to this particular riverboat. You have made your way onto the riverboat. You have successfully infiltrated the riverboat itself. And while everyone else is kind of partying it up and stuff, the bugbear has gone around and knocked the crap out of the Lord Dryland, who is the owner of the boat, and now has him strapped across his shoulders, ready to do something. We don't know. We'll find out next week. So, ladies and gentlemen out there in streaming land, thank you very much for hanging out with me until the very end of the stream. What I like to do at the end of every one of my streams is do a bonus roll divine favor. Say thank you for hanging out and being such a great peoples. Tonight, our bonus roll is a 19. That's actually really good. That's actually really good. I'll take it. That's 95 divine favor for everybody.
Beat it, or I'll call the brute squad.
So congratulations to everybody. I will be back on Sunday for more Borderlands 3. Actually, if I got nothing going on tomorrow, I'll probably be on tomorrow. But for sure, 10 in the morning on Sunday for Borderlands 3 for the 8-hour stream. Monday, we got a new game that we're going to be playing. Tuesday and Thursday, we'll be back with Trails of Cold Steel 2. Friday, again, Dungeons & Dragons. And that's going to be what's coming up on this next week. Appreciate you all. Thank you guys very much for being here. If you don't know who I am, my name is Alan Yellowhead. I am the High Priest of the Great Yellow Eyeball. I play games with stories. I play Dungeons & Dragons, which you can see right here. And I enjoy having a goofy, fun time with peoples. So if you haven't followed me, drop the follow. Follow me on all my socials. You know, I got those too. Except there's not with an S because I don't even know my own commands. There they are. Here in a little bit, I will upload the VOD to YouTube. You can catch up on all 31 episodes of Storm King's Thunder. Guys, thank you all for being here. As I say every time, remember you only have one life to live, so does everyone else around you. Try to make their lives a little bit better than what it was when you got there. I will see you all for sure on Sunday, maybe earlier. I'll see you later.
The eye rests. It has shown you all it can for now. This is not a time for sorrow, but a time for joy. When one chapter ends, another must always begin. Ponder upon the lessons you have just witnessed, and heed its wisdom. Apply it to your lives. Go forth, be well, and do good towards the others that enter your story. let your chapter and their book